Tonight on B94 WKBI, it's a special presentation of high school football as the Moniteau Warriors meet the St. Mary's Flying Dutchmen. 2025 has been a year of change for the Warrior football program. From no wins to 3 this year, with a chance of a 4th tonight. More than that,
when it comes to protecting your home, your car, your family, or your business, why trust someone miles away when the best is right here in Elk County? St. Mary's Insurance Agency, along with Borst Insurance in Ridgeway and the Smith-Keats Agency in Johnsonburg, have been named Elk County's best insurance agency 5 years running. We're not just in the community, we're proud to be part of it. Stop by one of our offices, give us a call, or visit us online at stmariesagency.com.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dutch Field as we are getting set for senior night. Mark Martinez alongside Nate Stice. Wouldn't be a week if we didn't have a computer issue, so didn't get to hear the intro, but check out our Facebook and YouTube is now streaming. I'm losing my voice all of a sudden. Nate, how you doing?
Doing great.
You are not on air. This is week 1. Nate's figured it out.
I'm doing great. I'm doing better now that everybody can hear me. So, yeah, I apologize for that, folks. But, yeah, we're going to start senior night. So that's kind of thrown us for a loop here. We knew about it, obviously, but now we'll dive into it here pretty quickly.
We were making sure we got everything set. And we're going to send my mic outside for Dom Sura. Dom's not talking loud enough, so we'll run through it too. We do have some notes up here, just a little bit of notes. And we're starting with Milo Brem. Parents are Kate and Ed Brem. Played football for 4 years, varsity 2 letters. Looking to go to college for mechanical engineering. Milo Brem.
Our next football senior is Sean Chen.
Next senior is Sean Chen.
Sean is escorted by his mother, June Young.
June Young is his mom, escorted by her tonight. Sean, two-year varsity letter winner in football, participated in track and field, freshman, sophomore, and junior years so far. His plans are to major in accounting at a 4-year college. As for his favorite football memory, running the ball in junior high game against Bradford is his favorite memory. Congratulations to Sean Chen.
Again, if you're looking for this, it is on YouTube on Laurel Media Sports or on the B94 Facebook page. And, of course, on the radio here on B94. Our next senior is Landon Cook. Mom, Amanda Cook. Dad's Bob Cook. 4-year football letter, 1-year wrestling letter, 1-year track and field letter. Looks to attend a 2-year HVAC college, and his favorite memory is putting Blake in a garbage can.
Yeah, just like we figured it would be.
I had to read that before
he cleared it for air.
Yeah, because we're Ron Burgundy's up here.
Yeah,
they're
just spitting it out what goes across.
We get notes 2 seconds before.
Yeah, no doubt.
Our next football senior, Dan DiGiolano. Dan is escorted by his mother, Rachel DiGiolano.
Daniel DiGiolano.
Daniel DiGiolano, okay. Escorted by Rachel DiGiolano and father Mike DiGiolano. His letters, 1 varsity letter in football so far. Plans for the future are to work for the Pennsylvania Game Commission as a maintenance worker. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah. His favorite football memory in his sophomore year when they beat Moniteau and danced together to the song Windows to the Wall. Very good. Had to bring it up against Moniteau. It's tough.
Next one up is Mr. Andrew Field. Andrew is the son of Seth and Elaine Field. 4 varsity letters, 2 bocce ball letters, 3 track and field letters. Holds records for the long jump, the 4x100 and 4x400. District 9 All-Star PA football. His plans are undecided, but he wants to go into the electrical field. The university is undecided. His favorite memory is getting the game-sealing interception to upset Du Bois. Andrew Field.
This is Michael Miller next here for the Dutch.
Come on, say it right.
Mikey Miller.
All right.
Yeah, Mikey Miller, according to Mark. Escorted by his parents, Scott and Lori Miller. He's earned 3 letters in football, 3 in wrestling, and also a letter in baseball during his time as a St. Mary's area high schooler. In the future, he plans to earn a business degree and also become a welding technician as well. So very, very mixed plans there, but very good plans at that. Favorite memory from sports, making the District 9 championship game freshman year in football. That's Mikey Miller.
I'm shocked Mikey didn't say meeting me at a Legion game.
That'll be for baseball, Mark.
Oh, that'll be for baseball. Next one could be the same thing. Senior Mason Nicholas, father Matt Nicholas. Mason's got a host of letters. 2 in baseball, 3 in soccer, and he's a 3-time D9 champ in soccer, 2023 champs in baseball. He plans to attend college for mechanical engineering at a university undecided. Favorite football memory? They wrote these, folks.
Yeah.
A tight bond with underclassmen and the football team.
Very good.
It was I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
It looks like I wrote it. Nothing against you, Mason. You can come after me too, or have your dad come after me.
All right, next senior, Jaden Overly. His mom's Amanda Goodrow, grandmother Deborah Podolsky. He's being escorted by tonight. His letters, he's earned 3 in football, 1 in wrestling, and 2 in track and field. His plans are to attend college for criminal justice, and then he also plans to play football. His favorite memory from football, competing in districts for the first time. Very good, Jaden.
And then our last football senior will be Owen Thompson. He's going to be escorted by his mom and dad, Brian and Dina Thompson. 3 letters in football, 2 in wrestling, 2 in track and field. His plans are to attend Penn College, associate's degree in HVAC. And his favorite football memory, all the way back to his freshman year on JV when they played Ridgeway, and he returned to kickoff 101 yards.
Wow. So that's a heck of a good memory there.
Deep.
Junior varsity game, too, 101 yards. That's pretty cool.
So that's Owen Thompson. We have another football player out there. Mr. Sura did not give us all of them because there's another football player coming across the field here shortly.
Yeah.
That was Frankie Smith, of all people, that crossed right there. Listen, Frankie Smith, so many letters as he's one of the ECC boys in basketball. He District 9 championships there. I want to give Frankie his due, too. He has done so much across the board for the St. Mary's Dutch team. So, Frankie, sorry we don't know where you're going to college.
But what we do know is
you're a playmaker across the board.
You are Fells Meat and Poultry Player of the game last week.
Rowley Family Chiropractor?
Or sorry, Rowley Family Chiropractor Player of the game. We were talking about it just from your play in the first half alone. 2 punt returns for a touchdown. You had some extra points. You're all over the game. So very good stuff from Frankie Smith. Wishing him well in the future, but wishing you fun here on senior night with the rest of your friends here.
Now we're going to have the cheerleaders. Wow, the girls write a lot more. Peyton Reeder wrote a novel. Her mom and dad are Eric Reeder and stepmom Angela Nicholas. 4 letters in competition cheerleading, 1 in anchor mentor. This is her second year as a member of the NHS. This is her second year in Team Renaissance, and she's in charge of the social media page. Her plans are to attend St. Bonaventure in the fall, studying secondary education, concentration in mathematics, continue cheerleading there as well. Her favorite cheer memory, she has 2 of them, learning a handshake with one of her best friends they do forever, and being huddled up together before we go on the mat, hearing the speech from Carly.
Yeah, it's Coach Carly. Yeah.
The guys write a little bit. The girls let you know what's going on. Haley Weedo. Parents Scott and Charlotte Weedo. Member of the sideline and competition cheer squads for 4 years. She was a member of the D9 championship team, which placed 9th in the state during her freshman year. Member of the trap team for 3 years. Involved in SPEC, senior anchor, mentor, and Team Renaissance. Haley plans on attending a 4-year college for early childhood education, and her favorite memory is being on that District 9 championship team in her freshman year.
Very good.
Haley Weedo. Now we'll transition into the band.
And there's quite a few band members, which is really awesome to see. Cooper Armagost starts things off for the band, being escorted by parents Jason Armagost and Jess Blauser. 3 letters in band for Cooper. Very interesting future plans to go to college for archaeology. I love that. That's really great. Yeah. And his favorite marching band memory is having dinner at Jethro's. That's Cooper Armagost.
I know mom and dad real well. Our next senior for the marching band will be Sophia Cook, daughter of Sarah and Robert Thomas. 2 letters for band. Her plans are attending college with a major in musical performance. And her favorite memory during senior year, her and Aaliyah rummaging through the band shed and found atrocious skirts, jackets, and an Elvis wig and walked around band camp wearing them. I love these.
That's amazing.
Dom's doing the same thing we are. He is proofreading them before.
Right, or trying to. Some of them, just not used to the writing, or they're written so lightly in the photocopy that I just can't see it. This one I can see, though. And this senior is Isaac Hayes, son of Kathy Joe and Eric Hayes. He's participated in indoor drumline, marching band, jazz band, concert band, school musicals, school plays, and drama club. His plans for the future are to attend Commonwealth University at Mansfield for music education. So obviously, right up his alley, very musically inclined for Isaac, which is awesome. His favorite drumline memory is feeding the seagulls with Connor and Jared in Wildwood, and they were screaming in the hotel all night, waiting for food.
I bet you the other patrons of the hotel love that.
Yeah. Seems like quite the trip.
I think he just used a second sheet. Carly Monteiro next up with her parents and step-parents, Nicholas, Darlene, and Marissa. She participated in color guard, marching band, IU choir, and school musicals. Her plans are to become a writer, writing novels and stories for all ages. Yes, I'm all for that. I've really picked up books recently, by the way, Nate. Nobody would believe that. Her favorite color guard memory is making the rifle line her sophomore year and second year of marching band.
Our next senior is Tara McMacken, son of Joanne and Patrick McMacken. She's been involved with 5 years in outdoor color guard and 5 years in indoor color guard. She plans to attend college for, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's medical office assistant.
Okay.
At an institute in Johnstown, but I can't read the name of the institute.
I can't.
It's really It's really faded here. Apologize.
We got copies of copies.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can't read her favorite memory, but that is Tara McMacken. Congratulations to Tara. Unfortunately, I just couldn't read it, and I apologize to the families and everybody for that.
Our next senior is Camila Rosa. Her father is her escort. She participated in the marching band for years. Plans to continue her education by studying biochemistry. In her favorite memory, her first football game playing with the band. That right there seals it. You know, you have that first game.
Yep.
You're a music buff. You love doing this, and then you're like, yeah, you made it.
Absolutely.
When you're there, because listen, I'll throw this as the next one comes across. When I called my first baseball game here on B94, I'm like, yeah,
it's addicting, and this is obviously the last one. So our next senior is Clarissa Seltzer, escorted by parents Roy and Joanne Seltzer. She's a competitive cheerleader for 4 years athletically, in addition to being in band. Her plans for the future: attend a 4-year college and earn a degree in biology. In terms of her favorite marching band memory, it was when the school van got pulled over after a competition. So yeah, naturally, that's what I would choose to. It is kind of funny.
I know which one you're giving me.
Not funny at the time, but a very funny memory now indeed. So very good stuff.
Julia Tiger will be the last. Nope, there's one after again. We have it. Okay. Julia Tiger, daughter of Tracy and Michael Tiger. Her letters are in color guard marching band. I've been on the IU9 band for 3 years and have been a part of PMEA for 2 years. She plans to attend college for a nursing degree and becoming a nurse practitioner. Her favorite memory, she loved going to the competitions and making new friends. And I love when I sprained my ankle at random times in 9th grade and laughing about it even to today. It was funny.
These are great memories. I love this. we just have one senior remaining, and that's going to be Scarlett Woodward. Scarlett is being escorted tonight by her mom, Nikki Woodward, her dad, Brian Woodward, and also sister Taylor Woodward. Very accomplished in band here. Marching band for 5 years, 2 letters. She was also a section leader for 2 years, drumline for 5 years, and she was a backstage member / sound technician for 4 years of high school as well. Plans for the future are to attend college, earn a bachelor's degree in psychology, and eventually earn more education to become a music therapist. Very interesting, very unique. I love that. In terms of her favorite marching band memory, this is a funny one too. My favorite memory is when Isaac Hayes tripped and fell over his tenor drum at our first football game last year. His stepmom recorded it in slow motion, leaving a permanent legacy, or even a permanent mark on his face, on the ground, and feet in the air. So
that's on his legacy,
yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah. Some of these band memories are absolutely hysterical. And I feel bad that we're like saying it about other kids that are in.
I know,
but I think they get a kick out of it too. So it's all in good fun. It's not to make fun of anybody's kids or anything. It's just these are just hysterical.
So that's that's senior night. Excuse me, folks. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll take a quick break. Tonight, our title sponsor is St. Mary's Insurance. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by St. Mary's Insurance Agency and affiliates, including the Smith Keats Agency in Johnsonburg, Bost Insurance in Sheffield and Ridgeway, and the Emporium Agency in Emporium. For more information, log on to stmarysagency.com. This pregame show was brought to you by Lindbergh Furniture of Johnsonburg and Brookville, the Lindbergh Furniture Sleep Center in downtown historic Johnsonburg. For your next great deal on new furniture or bedding, shop Lindbergh Furniture. For more information, check them out on Facebook. This is the week you've been waiting for, folks, by the way, at halftime. It's Bell's Meat and Poultry halftime show. Bell's Meat and Poultry in Fraley Street in Kane, open 7 days a week to serve you with all the delicious meats and dips and fishes and poultries and everything that they have. Don't forget at halftime, we have our year-long rankings of our dips and foods that we've had. We're taking over essentially halftime here on B94. And we want to thank the coaches for bringing us up water today. The first time you guys have given us anything this year. So thank you very much. And then after the game, don't forget you'll have the Bell. I almost did it too.
I know.
The Rowley Family Chiropractor Player of the Game. Rowley Family Chiropractor, where their MVPs will get you back in the game with top-notch care. Call them at 814-834-1045 or visit therowleyfamilychiropractor.com. And, of course, we have the Spitzer Auto World scoreboard update. We're going to take a quick break and come back, and you got to squeeze your nuggets in as fast as you can, buddy.
Yep, no question. We'll be right back.
Lindbergh Furniture, that's the store.
Where you'll find bargains galore.
Bob and Bunny will save you cash.
And deliver your furniture in a flash.
Lindbergh. Lindbergh Furniture wants to congratulate the teams playing in tonight's game. Congratulations on all you've achieved this year. They're proud of you and your success. You're a fine example of our area youth.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Field. Mark Martinez alongside Nate Stice. Nate, they're getting ready for the national anthem. The band's heading out in the field, so get your nugs in, buddy.
All right, let's get to it. So we'll start with the home team because it's their senior night. The Dutch improved to 3-6 last week, convincing 68-6 road victory at Bradford on their senior night. It was the fastest start that offense has seen all season long. They really had a smorgasbord of touchdowns on the night. Frankie Smith returned punts of 68 and 31 yards, 144 yards of punt return average on just 3 returns, 2 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown for Frankie Smith, in addition to several extra points as well. Also finding the end zone, Gus Herzing, just 5 carries, but 90 yards and a touchdown. Bruno Steger, 7 carries for 79 yards and a touchdown. Brody Whaler 3 carries for 14 yards and a score. Talon Thomas, a carry for 12 yards and a score. And Landon Cook, 3 carries for 28 yards and a score as well. Whaler, a perfect 8 for 8 passing with 80 for 87 yards. And then Chase Herzing also tossed a touchdown pass for 10 yards as well. So very, very complete offensive game, the best that the Dutch have truly had all season long. They got everybody involved. The JVs were in late in the game, most of the second half, and they really took care of business for sure.
Yeah, I like what they did up in Bradford. It was a statement game, essentially saying, yes, we know you're better than you. We know we have the offense. We have the defense that's going to shut you down. And it was one of those games where, like, man, are they pouring on too much? I don't think. I think they needed to say, listen, we are a team because we are going to the playoff. That's what I'm saying, not they're saying yet. We'll find out tomorrow, essentially. But we are going to the playoffs and we're going to make noise. That was last week.
You got to take care of the games that are in front of you. You have to win convincingly. You have to show the district, and everybody involved. We're serious about this. We know we had a 4-game skid, but look who we played and look how we battled in most of those games. And I think that's what they did.
They did.
Those guys on the varsity took care of business in the early part. The junior varsity fed off of that. They came in and they played a heck of a ball game for most of the second half as well. Gus Herzing's proof: 5 carries for 90 yards. Touchdown. That's a great performance, very efficient with the carries, and that's a credit to the offensive line on the junior varsity as well. So they really did a nice job, and this is another game. You have to come in, you got to start fast again. You got to take care of business, you got to control the controllables, and if you do that and you play similar to last week, I like their chances of really doing something if they do qualify for the postseason.
Yeah. Shout out, I definitely want to have Remy Smith stepping up, kicking last week as well. Really did a heck of a job in the second half, just getting his leg right and boom, right through. But let's look at Moniteau now, because they're the spoilers for tonight. Senior night and possible playoff.
Absolutely, yeah. And credit to Moniteau. For those who follow District 9 football, Moniteau, had a few rough years in a row. This is a team, though, that has really fought despite low numbers. They have 3 wins this year. They come in at 3-6 as well. But this is a team that's much improved. They play with a lot of heart, and I give them this much credit, too. They played an almost entirely full junior varsity and varsity schedule with less than 30 kids. That's not easy to do. That shows that those kids are committed. That shows that there's a lot of good things coming forward in Moniteau. And we're going to pause here, and I'll get into my nuggets. But we have the national anthem, coming up here soon.
And we're back, Nate.
And again, very well done by this Dutch marching band, per usual, as they head into the alma mater here over in St. Mary's. But yeah, I'm going to squeeze these Moniteau nuggets in really quick here. So, the Moniteau Warriors 3-6, like I said, tough one last week, but, to kind of paint the picture a little more, they're down to 24 football players tonight. Not a lot of depth, not a lot of guys out there, but, I give this team a lot of credit. They have fought, and they're much improved. Last week, Weston Cook threw a touchdown pass to Brendan Sankey for Moniteau. Last week, Cook 7 completions for 143 yards. Sankey, to his credit, 3 catches for 37 yards. He also ran 8 times for 21 yards. Ian Ross at wideout, 2 catches for 61 yards last week. this year they've beaten Bucktail, Union City, and Coudersport, so much improved from last year. I believe they were winless last year, 1 win the year before. So 3 wins this year. Really, really great job for this Moniteau football program this year. And like you said, Mark, this is a spoiler game. It's I'm not going to speculate, but you come up here and you shock the Dutch.
You shock the system.
You shock the system, and you're thinking that they're probably not postseason bound. Right now there's still a glimmer of hope for that. So Utah really has a chance to get to 4-6 and be spoiler. That'd be a heck of a way to go out. But the Dutch senior night got to protect home field, and they're rolling after last week. So we'll see what has to give here in a few minutes.
Yeah, special shout out to the Gilmores. They dropped off a nice Dunkin' Donuts coffee for me today. Boy, did that hit on so many levels because, hey, Nate, this is the first weather game and cold weather game we've had of the year, and it's last week of the regular season.
Yeah, I got sunburnt less than 2 weeks ago. That's kind of weird to think about. It seems like forever ago. But yeah, I was doing yard work and got sunburnt less than 2 weeks ago. And here we are. We had the first snow in western Pennsylvania today, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Well, we had hail and sleet in Ridgeway at one point when I was in the office.
Exactly. So we've had all four, three of the 4 seasons today. Anyway, fall,
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's wet out there. A little bit going to be a little bit muddy. You can tell kind of for those watching the stream, between that 30-yard line to the end zone on our right is really ripped up already. As the Dutch were kind of warming up over there, ripped it up a little extra. I know I'm not too bad, but yeah, that was kind of the dust destination over there most of the season. Even 2 weeks ago, we were saying, man, it's so dusty over there. It really would hurt to get tackled there. Now it's going to hurt, and sloppy. It's also going to be sloppy. So you get that. Instead of getting the dust on you, we're going to get the mud on you, and then it's going to make our jobs, not to complain, folks, but it's going to be tough to see the numbers. So it can be tough to see the numbers tonight, I think, especially for Moniteau and these white uniforms. So we'll do our darndest, but yeah, it's going to be. This is football weather in Western Pennsylvania, more that we're familiar with, Mark, for sure.
St. Mary's won the toss. They will decline, so Moniteau will get the ball first. St. Mary's will be going left to right on your dial. Again, streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. The link is on Facebook, so click on that, and it'll send you essentially to the YouTube page that we have created. We got all that straightened away. We will continue all of this for basketball and so on and so forth, but it's football season, and Mason Nicholas kicks it off. Picked up at the 25, brought out close to the 35 for Moniteau, and that's where they'll start, 1st and 10. I believe that was Liam Allison, running that back for a few yards.
Yeah, pretty good field position here for Moniteau to start in this road football game. Not a big return, but, kind of tough kicking weather for sure. More of a squib kick there. We even saw in warm-ups, you just can't get the plant foot down as well. So, kicking could end up being, a big part of this game for field position and extra points.
1st and 10, 2 wideouts near side, man in motion. Fumble on the play, and St. Mary's is going to recover on that first snap by Moniteau. Nate, there's the weather right off the bat.
Yeah, I used to it. It's really been dry. It's really been warm. These young men haven't practiced too much in this. It's tough to hold on to that football. So St. Mary's, they're in business now. They used short field last week against Bradford big time, and they're in business right off the bat here. Near in the red zone on their first offensive drive. But now, like you said, Mark, they have to hold on to the ball themselves. Whaler back to pass here on 1st down. He goes deep. He has Frankie Smith. Touchdown, St. Mary's Dutch.
I believe it was Thomas.
It was Thomas, actually. Yes, you're correct. Yeah. Thomas with a huge grab and a touchdown to start the game. Wow. Great start for St. Mary's. They came out right off the bat. They needed a fast start, and they sure got it.
They were saying he was down.
Oh, down at the 1. Oh, man. Man, rough start
Somebody
for me.
watch that over for us and let us know.
Man, yeah. Well, tough start for me. Didn't have the right kid, didn't have a touchdown. So we're at the 1-inch line, I think. I formation for St. Mary's.
Handoff, I believe that was to Cook. Did they say it?
Touchdown that time. Yeah,
Okay.
indisputable that time. Whaler carried out a great fake on that. Landon Cook finds pay dirt there. 6-0 Dutch lead here in the first quarter.
Quick. 2 quick plays for the Dutch to get them down. Nate was giving him a touchdown on play.
Yeah, wrong kid, too. I was just so excited, to see them pass on first down, take a shot right off the bat off a turnover. I think it's a great decision. Obviously it's worked out, 2 plays and you got a touchdown out of it. So Nicholas on here for the PAT.
Up and good.
Up and good.
So with that, 11:08 left here in the first quarter. We're sending it out for a quick break here on B94.
Heating and cooling done right, guaranteed. Epic heating and cooling, all day or night when you need. Epic heating and cooling. Epic. Every time we show up for you. Epic. Making your day feel epic, like a superhero. Epic. Heating and cooling experts, tried, trusted, and true. Epic. Every install feels epic. When the time comes, you'll know. You know you got our trusted team for the golden heat. Epic heating and cooling, all day or night when you need. Epic heating and cooling done right, guaranteed. Epic heating and cooling.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium. Mark Martinez and Nate Stice. Kickoff is going to be bobbled a bit and picked up and brought close to the 30-yard line for Moniteau. 7-0 your score after a 1-inch touchdown essentially by Landon Cook.
Yeah, great pitch and catch there from Whaler to Thomas. Really, really great play there to start things off. And Landon Cook finishes the drive there. So 7-0 quick lead here for St. Mary's. And a pretty solid kick that just, from Mason Nicholas that just went out there and just laid down. And not much of a return for Moniteau. So we'll see what they can do here on their, first drive pretty short, but second drive here, we'll see what they can do.
I formation man on the far side for Moniteau. Rained about 20 minutes before game started, and it just got everything mucky and cold. Run up the middle, brought down after picking up about a yard or two. I believe that was number 4.
Yeah, I think that was maybe Aiden McLean on the run there, the senior, listed as a tight end, but they have a lot of flexibility in this offense. A lot of guys that are interchangeable.
Utilities,
yeah, skill players just kind of go to different spots.
Wide out on each side, 2 in the backfield, quarterback under center. Handoff again, and he's going to be wrapped up. And I believe that was Andrew Field wrapping him up behind the line. Yeah, and it was. Listen, you're going to be able to see Andrew Field out there. He's essentially got a club on. Had some hand issues that he's gotten taken care of, but he's out there. He's a player. You can't keep him off the field.
No one needed one hand for that tackle. He ripped him right down in the backfield. So 3rd and manageable coming up here. 3rd and 6 officially.
Same formation essentially for Moniteau. Back to pass. Launches one and just over the head of Sankey. But there's a late flag.
Yeah, that was very late. And that was, from the back judge, so not sure what that penalty is going to be.
And it was high. It was really high.
Yeah. And unnecessary roughness Penalty against the Dutch, and Moniteau is in business with a first down. Oh, that just hurts. If you're the Dutch, you did everything right, and then after the play, a little too much, little bit too much extracurricular, and here you go, fresh set of downs for Moniteau. It keeps the drive alive.
Ball marked at the 46 of Moniteau. Again, it'll be 1st and 10. 9:39 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. St. Mary's leads the senior night. Back to pass. Quick pass. Caught after picking up about 3 yards, and that's Sankey again.
Sankey, big kid.
He is.
Obviously, a big target out there out of the tight end spot. 6'1" senior. And you can see why he's someone that they flex to running back and tight end and receiver, because he sure does look like an athlete, no question about it.
He does. He's got that build that he could hide, though, too, because he's so slender, because he's built.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have him in the backfield on this play.
High formation, wide out on each side. Handoff's going to go to Sankey. Spin move, gets through. He's going to pick up a first down. We brought down about the 43-yard line of St. Mary's. So moving to sticks, Nate.
Yeah, that penalty hurt you there. Second set of first downs here, second set of sticks on this drive. You would have been off the field, So now, they're on your side of the field. They're threatening, and they have a little bit of momentum. And Sankey is really doing a nice job leading this drive down the field, picking up some yards there on that run.
7-0 your score. St. Mary's leads. 8:30 to go here in the first quarter. Second possession for Moniteau. Back to pass again. That's going to be a short one. In and out of the hands of Aiden Kern. That would have been a first down too, Nate.
Yeah, it was right there. Just unfortunately dropped. Pretty good throw. A little behind, but good adjustment. Just couldn't complete the catch. So 2nd and 10 ensuing.
Well, we have a minute. I want to make sure we thank all our sponsors that have been here with us all year. So if you're in and around any of the sponsors that you hear during the commercial breaks, make sure you tell them thank you. Announcement, though, playoffs are right around the corner. And if you're interested, make sure you call Kier at the office on Monday to get set up for a playoff. And basketball season as well. So all sponsors continue having sports on Laurel Media as thank you wrapped up behind the line.
Yeah, great job there by the front and the linebackers there for the Dutch. Loss on the play, going to bring up 3rd and 11. Sankey, nowhere to run there. Lots of Dutch around. Very good job there on that left side of the line to get into the backfield. I believe that was Sheely over there, the defensive end spot. And then some of the linebackers helped finish the job. So 3rd and 11 for the Warriors now.
This is where the Warriors have to watch going to Sankey. It's been 3 out of the last 4 plays. St. Mary's is going to key on that.
Yeah, absolutely. They know where the ball is going, but, you still got to stop it.
Back to pass again, under pressure, unloads just in time. Nice coverage by Thomas, covering Ian Ross.
Yeah, just not a lot of time. He did, see the guy open, just airmailed it a little bit. So 4th and 11 coming up. See what Moniteau decides to do. They might elect to just go for it. They're on the
that side. Yeah.
Yeah, and they picked up a couple big gainers on this drive.
Play clock's at 20, so they have enough time to figure out what they're doing.
Yep.
This could be a pooch punt too.
Yeah, very well could.
Tight formation. It's going to be a pass. Rolls out to his left, tosses it up, and Talon Thomas again. 2 big plays on this drive to shut down the Moniteau offense. He had Ross, got the ball away from him, and this time it was Sankey. That would have been a first down, but Thomas swats it out of the air.
Yeah, Thomas has come to play tonight. That big catch on their first offensive drive. Great coverage there to knock that down. And now St. Mary's is in business here close to midfield. Very, very good job by Thomas there.
7:23 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 your score. St. Mary's leads on their second possession. Whaler under center, 2 wideouts. 3 in the backfield. Handoff's going to go to, I believe that's Steger. And it was, so Steger will pick up about 3.
Yeah, good run from Stager. He's had a good couple weeks here. They're getting him a little bit more involved. Really, really fast kid on the outside, but he can go up the middle as he proved there. Picks up 3 or 4 on first down. Another touchdown for Stager last week.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide out this side, 2 on the far side. 1 on the far side. Whaler back to pass, quick. That's going to be Frankie Smith picking up the first down.
Close to, yeah, he is going to be officially first down. You're a little quicker than me there, Mark. You're right on that.
The line's right in front of me, Nate. That's the only reason why I saw it. There's no other time
I knew it was going to be close. But, yeah, they're across midfield now. Pretty good pitch and catch there. Just a quick strike right to the sticks, and they picked it up.
Frankie on that play reminded me of Antoine Randall. Just how he came out and just cut right in.
Yeah. He was really good on that inside out of the slot. Definitely, that is reminiscing there.
Same formation. This time Whaler's going to keep it. Dives forward, gets close to about the 40, so that's going to be about a gain of 6 for the Dutch.
Done pretty well on this drive on first down, picking up some yardage, just taking what the defense is getting there, giving them there, setting the tone on the ground, aside from, last drive, obviously first down, they threw a big pass out there, but on this drive, more content to run the football, and they're taking care of business, early in the sticks.
I formation, 1-and-1. Pitch is going to go to field, tucks it away, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage before a host of Warriors is there.
Yeah, pretty good job there by the Warriors defense, some gang tackling there. Andrew Field, that club, he couldn't tuck it with that outside arm along the sideline there, so he had to keep it on the inside arm, unfortunately. Third and manageable for St. Mary's. I assume they're in 4-down territory, but...
No, the way they've been running, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean running like an offense.
Yes, absolutely. Not just running the football, yeah.
Matthew Gilmore in motion, heads to the far side. This has him all over it. And instead it goes to Thomas. Thomas going to fight forward. Going to be short of the first down, but if I was Coach DeWark, I'd be like, yes, we could run that same play again.
Yeah. Picked up a couple there. Still fourth and manageable, and I think they are going to go for it. Yeah, they're just looking for the play call coming from the sideline, changing some personnel. Stager's coming back in the game.
It's gotten a little bit brisk.
Yeah, it's pretty cold out here. Yeah, I formation, 2 on the near side and 2 on the far side.
It's going to be a pitch to Stager. Wide open spaces, picks up about 15 before being brought down at the 25, say 26-yard line.
Great run there from Stager. He is just so quick on that outside. Makes a couple moves there, tucks it back up inside, finishes the run strong. First down, St. Mary's.
5:20 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 your score. St. Mary's leads off of Landon Cook touchdown early in the first quarter. Fogg's rolling in.
Yeah, Fogg on that far side. Shotgun now for St. Mary's on this play.
Going to hand it to Field. Andrew going to dive forward for a few.
Another strong gainer there on first down. Picks up 2 or 3 yards there.
St. Mary's really rotating personnel tonight, and I like to see this. I really do. Keeping fresh legs out there.
Fresh legs, you definitely need it. You need it coming in, potentially if they do make the postseason, next week or in coming weeks. But yeah, Stager and Field coming out quite a bit for one another, and Stager gets it there.
And the grass monster got Stager.
Yeah, little turf monster there. Shades of Daniel Jones.
Yep.
Not quite that extreme where he trips on the 20-yard line, but yeah, turf monster got Stager, unfortunately, on that one. So 3rd and long coming up for St. Mary's.
3rd and 8 is what they're going to call it at the 4:05 mark here of the first quarter. 7-0 your score.
Yeah, pretty solid drive here for St. Mary's. Taking a little bit of time off the clock, but yeah, they've really done well at the line of scrimmage to continue, pushing the ball forward.
This is huge, too, because it's possession. Moving forward, they make it to the playoffs. Hand off to Field. Field's going to plow through. Still on his feet. Nobody's going to bring him down until he gets to about the 3-yard line.
Wow, great run there by Andrew Field. Been a few weeks since he's really broken one, and there he goes. cast and wrap on that hand and all. It doesn't matter. He keeps those legs churning, and now right into the red zone. St. Mary's knocking on the door once again.
Heavy to the near side. 2 wideouts. 2 in the backfield. Handoff's going to go to Field. Field's going to go opposite side. He's got one man to beat. Andrew Field in for a 3-yard touchdown.
Great play call. They've been, that was a weak side run, everybody to the right, and they just go opposite side. Andrew Field finishes the drive for St. Mary's. 13-0 lead here in the first quarter. Another great drive from St. Mary's.
Another great run, as you said, by Field. This is one that, he'll hang on his hat. I got the touchdown on senior night to put us up 13-0. I love that the seniors get their to-dos.
Yeah, and he set himself up, so he had a huge run to set himself up for that. And, that pretty neat run. You just, you outrun everybody to the corner of the end zone. Mason Nicholas on now, and that's going to land in Dagus Honda. 14-0, St. Mary's lead.
So with that, we'll take a quick break here on B94. Send it out for a commercial break. Brought to you by St. Mary's Insurance.
Do you suffer from uncomfortable varicose veins? Are your legs restless, swollen, or sore? Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway, along with experienced vascular surgeon and St. Mary's native, Dr. Philip Georgievich, will be offering a free vein screening on Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop struggling with sore and swollen varicose veins. We will see you Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 at Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway. No appointment necessary.
When you want a hometown feel with plenty of options, you choose Spitzer Outer World St. Mary's, where the service is fun, fast, easy, and now backed by the Spitzer Shield. When you choose us, you choose a variety of brand new vehicles across 3 separate lots. When you choose us, you choose to know everything we've done to make our pre-owned vehicles second to none. A rigorous inspection process performed by factory trained technicians and professional detail inside and out. Visit us along the $1 Million Highway today for all of your Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford needs. Spitzer Outer World St. Mary's. Our world revolves around you.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Field. Mark Martinez, Nate Stice here. 3:15 left to go here in the first quarter. Kickoff by Mason Nicholas.
And another good squib kick that's just going to kind of roll and land near the 20-yard line. But there's some room on the right side there. A great return by Moniteau, almost out to the 40-yard line. So their best return so far of the evening, Mark.
It is, and I noticed something is not plugged in over here. So go ahead and talk, Nate.
Sure, no
Give
problem.
Give more nugs.
Yeah. Well, St. Mary's, the offense continues. It's been a strong, 5 quarters in a row here now. After they went through a slump, 8 quarters they only had 6 points, but they're up over 80 points in the last 5 quarters, so they're really rolling, and the defense has really helped them out as well. Let's see if Moniteau can break through on this drive. They moved it a little bit last time. Let's see what they can do this on this set. So 1st and 10 coming up for Moniteau here. And it's going to be intercepted by Overly, I believe, on the defensive line. Was that not Overly?
Nope. I'll tell you who that is. That is Nico.
Nico Asselone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nico making
Very
up
good.
for last week.
Oh, he had another chance. Yeah, he had one right in the breadbasket for a pick 6 in the end zone, and that time he held on.
Yeah.
Oh, very good play. It happened so fast. I didn't expect anybody to kind of pick it off. It surprised me. I thought it was going to be a sack, and it got tipped up in the air, and Nico Asselone secures that. So another Moniteau turnover. St. Mary's in business now, just outside the red zone again.
Coach Allegretto called him this week.
Yeah, he heard
it. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
High snap. This one's going to go to Thomas as a little pitch forward. Thomas all the way in for a 23-yard touchdown. Wow. Talon Thomas
having a heck of a first quarter here. He kind of got robbed of the first touchdown. That's how you reward a young man there for continuing it. On defense.
That's a passing touchdown for Whaler.
Yeah, it is. So, a passing touchdown for Whaler. He gets rewarded with a passing touchdown as well because he kind of got robbed in his own right there. So, St. Mary's offense just rolling, 90-plus points in the last 5 quarters. Wow, what a statement here to start.
That just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nicholas unloads. 21-0 is your score. Send it out for a quick break. We're going to take care of sponsors tonight, it seems like, as the Dutch lead here with 2:51 to go in the first quarter.
Top of the line builders, the area's leader in quality roofing projects, now add seamless gutter installation to our services. At Top of the Line Builders, our staff is trained to offer professional installation. For more information and a no-obligation quote on seamless gutters, call Nick Cherry at 814-965-5785. We offer free estimates and are fully insured. Top of the Line Builders. Get your project done right the first time.
Wouldn't it be great if you could have your insurances for auto, home, business, farm, life, and retirement in just one agency? That's what Pacelli Insurance is for. They can help protect what is important for you and your family's future. Visit Pacelli Insurance.
Welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium. 21-0. St. Mary's leads Moniteau here on senior night on B94. Mark Martinez and Nate Stice. Kickoff by Nicholas.
A little deeper that time. Going to be fielded at the 15. Great coverage again by St. Mary's. You know, all week. You know, every week after week. We've said it all season long. Their kickoff and punt coverage has been fantastic, and it sure has again already tonight.
Where we are, you see a hole. You see a hole like, man, if they hit that, they could take this to the house. But St. Mary's sees it as well, and they just boom to the gaps, and it's close.
Yeah, they pinch the gaps. They're always in position. You know, they really haven't had many big returns against them this year. I believe there was one from Moore from Punxsutawney against them. But Rex had a couple decent returns from Central Clarion, but really they haven't given up too much, all things considered.
So Moniteau will start at about the 25. Shotgun formation, back to pass, unloaded, and will pick up a few. Is that Sankey again?
Yeah, I think it was. Great catch and coverage. It sure was Sankey. Yeah, guys draped all over him. Double coverage. Doesn't matter. Comes up with the grab. Great catch there by Sankey.
That'll bring up 2nd and 6 at the 2:22 mark of the first quarter. Big 21-0 lead.
Weston Cook really has a big arm. You know, young kid, but he can really zing that ball. Really, really big arm for Weston Cook. He's a pretty good athlete. Looking for Sankey a lot tonight, and I don't blame him. He's a big target.
Cook unloads again, and guess who knocks it out of Sankey's hand?
Mr. Thomas again. Unbelievable. Great coverage there by Talon Thomas. This first quarter he's like, hey, Frankie Smith from last week, I can do, I can do it too. I can do it too. Unbelievable.
And they're both, your backmen, your safeties, whatever you want to call them. Throw Gilmore in there as well, but those three have been locked down.
Yeah, and they've really shined so far, against Moniteau tonight, obviously, but Bradford last week too. And that's what they really were missing. But we are going to have a penalty here. So automatic first down for Moniteau. But still, point stands, Thomas, and Gilmore and Frankie Smith. Those are the guys, if you could get them involved, especially offensively a little more, that just unlocks so much more you can do in your playbook. It just gives you the offensive balance that St. Mary's didn't have for much of the season.
Under center. Cook, back to pass, gets it to Sankey. And Cook of St. Mary's will be Johnny on the spot to bring Sankey down after gaining 2 or 3. Sankey had to gain about 6 to get back to the line of scrimmage, though.
Yeah, he was fighting and clawing, and it is, he is just going to be their bell cow tonight, it looks like. They're going to get him the ball anyway, anyhow. Line up at receiver, line up at tight end, fullback, running back, the smorgasbord of positions. Heck, we might even see him take snaps at this rate. It wouldn't put him past Moniteau, and he's obviously their guy, and he's made some plays in the early going.
Shout out to across the field to Moniteau faithful for making the trip up from Butler County. Little reverse as Sankey touches it, then it given right to Ross. Close to a first down. I don't know. It's going to be about a football short.
Yeah, less than a yard short. Man, Can't speak tonight.
Listen, cold games. When we haven't had a cold game, Nate, this is not a lie. Cold games shock your system. They're like, oh, man.
Yeah, I can't, I've had a couple people that I had, the wrong number for, just got to zone in here. So 3rd and short coming up for Moniteau after a really strong run from Ian Ross off that reverse.
Cook plows right through to pick up the first down. He's like, I don't need to tush push. I'm going to blow right past that defensive line.
Yeah, Weston Cook, having a nice night here. Just missed on a couple passes, but you can see the talent. Just a great athlete back there. Can run the ball. Obviously, he's seeing the field pretty well. I know he had the interception, but he really had next to no time to throw it. So Moniteau keeps the sticks going, and they're across midfield.
We'll bring up a 1st and 10 with about 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Handoff's going to go to Sankey. Sankey fighting for some yards. Gets essentially back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe give them one, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. 21-0 your score. St. Mary's leads us here on B94. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with second quarter action.
Have you been looking for a career in the powdered metal industry? Medco Industries is now hiring. Medco Industries on Brussels Street in St. Mary's is a locally owned company offering long-term steady careers or part-time work with advancement opportunities and great benefits. Operations are regular 8-hour shifts with most weekends off. Medco's machining facility, Pro Process LLC, offers CNC operator and setup positions in a climate-controlled facility. Apply online at medcopm.com. Medco Industries, locally owned and operated in St. Mary's for over 40 years.
When is the last time you really felt like your body was functioning properly? If you can't remember, then it's time for you to call Rowley Family Chiropractic of St. Mary's. They've been serving the community for 25 years. Their mission is to improve your overall quality of life by allowing your nervous system to work at its fullest potential. Want to know more? Log on RowleyFamilyChiropractic.com or call 814-834-1045. Rowley Family Chiropractic, improving health one spine at a time.
Welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium. Mark Martinez alongside Nate Stice. 21-0 your score. St. Mary's leads here on senior night. Moniteau has the ball at midfield. 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation goes to Cook. Cook back to pass. In and out of the hands of Thompson.
That was tipped. Pretty good coverage there. That was Cody Thompson there, the junior tight end linebacker, tipped that down. I think he was a little upset he didn't pick it off. He just missed it by like half a step, but really, really good coverage, all things considered, and brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Warriors.
The linemen, the cornerbacks are now saying, we can't let Nico outshine us.
Hey, we want to turn. We want to turn, and sometimes that turn can come on defense. You get the ball sooner than you expect sometimes.
3rd and 10, shotgun again. Cook back to pass. Great form, just overthrows Jamison of Moniteau. They'll bring up a 4th and 10. You're Moniteau. I don't know. Nothing against a punter for Moniteau, but you just go. You just continue to go all night.
Absolutely. I mean, why not? You're down 21-0 here. It's the last game of the season. I believe not headed for postseason play. Don't exactly know, but I don't believe so. So yeah, I think you go for it. I know that on this sticks here they haven't moved the ball at all, but still that was near a touchdown. If that was a couple inches, maybe a couple feet down, that's touchdown for Moniteau.
Again, Cook back to pass, unleashes, and that one's going to come up short of his receiver. A little bit long for one, a little bit short for the other, but it'll be a turnover on downs, and St. Mary's will start with the ball at their own 49-yard line, a 21-0 lead at the 11:43 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, St. Mary's is they've been running on, clicking on all cylinders these last 5 quarters. I think I said over 90 points, but I think it was just under 90 points. If I, did some recalculations, I think it's just under 90 points. But my point still stands. They've been clicking on all cylinders, and still relatively short field position for them, right at the 50. So see what they can do on this drive.
Whaler under center, I formation, wideouts on each side. Fake the handoff. Whaler's going to keep it himself. He's got room on the near side. Gets a block by one. Continues to go. Here comes a flag way back. I'm going to say probably the 34-yard line was the hold.
Yeah, I think it's either a hold on Frankie Smith or a block in the back. You know, they got the far side official, the near side official. They both threw flags there, just trying to get a block on to Spring Whaler. And yeah, it is going to be officially a holding penalty, and that's going to negate some of that large run. I think it's still going to be a first down and kind of one of those spot holding penalties. So still picked up something on that, I believe. But yeah, I could see, you could really see what Frankie Smith was trying to do. He got his arms extended and just, unfortunately grabbed a hold of the jersey there. So it is going to be a spot penalty. It did pick up, I believe, 8 on that. So
it's essentially
first and two. Yeah. The also popular 1st and 2.
I mean, Whaler is like, guys, that was one of my longest runs of the year. What are you doing?
Right. Yeah, Frankie Smith just trying to get in front of his guy, just couldn't do it. Unfortunately, just grabbed a hold of him and brings that run back a little bit.
That's going to go to Steger on the far side. Steger's got blocking in front of him, all the way down to about the 20-yard line before he's drugged down from behind.
It's another kid that's been running really well these last 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Rough shot is the word you're looking for? Rough shot.
Rough shot. Okay. Yeah.
That's an older word.
Maybe. It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good dictionary word. Scripswig is going to be calling you next.
21-0 your score, 11-13 left here in the first half. Dutch lead. Shotgun formation, 3 wideouts near side, 1 far side. Whaler, quick pass, going to go to Frankie Smith. Frankie Smith, room to move. Frankie Smith all the way down to the 1.
He extends that ball, just couldn't quite get it in there. Really, really good screen pass there. Good blocking. Good job by those linemen and skill guys to get out in front of Smith to set him up for that. So the Dutch knocking on the door once again.
Personnel swap for both teams.
Yeah, shotgun formation here on the 1-yard line.
This screams Whaler for me.
Yeah. Flip play.
Gilmore fighting his way in. Touchdown, Matthew Gilmore. Puts your score 27-0. Waiting for the extra point by Mr. Nicholas.
Another passing touchdown from Whaler, and he moved the ball about 2 feet, but good night for these Dutchmen on the offensive side, especially. Nicholas, great night kicking as well. Didn't play last week, but they still made a couple kicks. A few guys had some chances to kick, but Mason, he's a heck of a kicker. See if he can go 4 for 4, and he did, but that's going to be all for naught as a penalty ensues here.
Encroachment on Moniteau.
You think that changes their mind?
Nah,
I don't think
Nicholas
so either.
Is out there.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
I don't even know if your coach Dwork, you take that.
No, I think
just redo the play.
Yep,
essentially.
Yep.
Good snap, good hold.
And it hit the pipe. It hit the crossbar.
Short kick by Nicholas. Keeps your score 27-0 though. St. Mary's leads us on senior night on B94. Take a quick break, be back.
Zook Motors in Kane is a proud supporter of the area's high school sports teams. They know what it means to be part of a community. Family owned and operated, they've been serving the area for almost 100 years. That's why you can trust Zooks to find you the right vehicle for your needs and price range. Best of luck to the players and coaches in today's matchup from everyone on the team at Zook Motors, your area Ford dealer just west of Kane on Route 6.
With 2 locations on Baker Alley in Ridgeway and Route 219 in Johnsonburg, Elk County Foods' friendly staff is ready to serve you. They offer daily and weekly specials, including their 5 for $24.99 in the meat department. Check out their large hot and cold deli, the freshest of fresh produce, and their own homemade beef sticks and smoked cheese. Having a get-together? Liddell County.
And welcome back. 27-0 your score. St. Mary's leads us on senior night. Nicholas drops one right at the 9-yard line where Moniteau will have to pick it up and get it down to about the 15 for laying a whale on it. And I believe that was, still looking at the number, I believe it was Van Alstyne with the hit. Chase.
Great coverage. Great coverage no matter who it was, Very good job. And a great kick,
Yeah.
Mason Nicholas, that's 2 or 3 really good kicks. Just places that ball away, kicking away from the returners and letting your defense get down there. So great special teams play again there by the Dutch.
Under center for Moniteau. And quick handoff, going to get back to the line of scrimmage before the whole D-line brings them down.
Yeah, they're going to be a little generous to give him a yard on that. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Warriors.
10 minutes left here in the second quarter. 27-0 your score. St. Mary's leads us on senior night, looking to essentially punch their tickets to playoffs next week.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide. I believe we've got the official word that we'll know tomorrow if they're postseason bound or not.
It's like Selection Saturday, right?
Yeah. Selection Saturday, Sunday, any of those, yeah.
Shotgun formation, Cook back to pass. Man, I love the way he throws the ball in and out of the hands, though, of his wide receiver, number 7, Jamison, again. They have tried to connect a couple times, and it's right there.
Yeah, Blaine Jamison, he's been open a few times, the senior. I believe he missed some games earlier this season. Good to see him back. But he's had a crease a couple of times. They're just missing on that. So while the Dutch have had pretty good coverage, they've also been close to giving up a couple as well.
Moniteau taking a little bit extra time. They still have 20 seconds on the play clock, so
yeah, a little personnel change here.
Yep.
I really like what I've seen from Weston Cook. He's just missing.
Yeah.
He's got a cannon arm. He's got a good throwing motion. Just hasn't quite connected, with regularity tonight.
Rolls under pressure, and wow, I thought that Kern came down with that, but Frankie Smith right behind him. As Kern was coming down, Frankie Smith just swatted down as well and knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, I thought he caught that. I mean, and that was a heck of a throw. He was right on the money, double, or maybe even triple coverage. Weston Cook not afraid.
I like this kid.
Gunslinger. I think a gunslinger is a good word for him. So 4th and 9 coming up, and it's going to be officially first punt of the game for Moniteau. Personnel change late for the Dutch. Andrew Field comes flying onto the field, high snap, and it's blocked.
It's at the 1, and it's going to be recovered by Moniteau, essentially at
the 1-inch line.
The 1-inch line again.
Wow, yeah, almost. You almost wish you almost give up a safety there. You almost kind of wish you did. I know you give it back, but still it's 2 versus, potentially 6 when you're inside the 1-yard line. So really tough spot to be if you're Moniteau. And a good rush there by the Dutch. Another special teams play, Mark. Special
we
teams.
say it time and time and time again.
See if they do another one of the flips. That's what they've done. 2 of the 3 touchdowns, and then the other, just a gift to Cook.
2 wideouts each side. Field in the backfield. Looks like it's going to go to Field. And Andrew will walk in. Making your score 33-0 at the 9:15 mark of the second quarter.
St. Mary's just continues to roll. Man, after that 4-game skid, it was looking pretty grim. They really didn't.
Well, when you're playing teams that are almost pseudo-ranked in the state, DuBois, Port Allegheny, Central Clarion.
Yeah, they're all top 10 teams in their own classification. Punxsutawney's top 10 team, regardless of classification.
Flag again on
and Mason
Nicholas. The play, and Nicholas
sends that to Kersey.
Yep.
Oh, man. And it's encroachment, I think, again. So same situation.
Moniteau said, "Hey, it worked last time that he missed the extra point."
It's a penalty to ice him. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think many people need penalties to be iced tonight.
No, they don't. No, the ice came naturally. Thanks, Mother Nature. Oh man.
Imagine if you're JJ and Rick. I think they're broadcasting from outside tonight.
Oh
to
yeah.
boot.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be. Duke Center. Yeah. And a broken play, but they do get two. So 35-0 St. Mary's here.
So 35-0 St. Mary's leads. 9:15 left here in the first half. Send it out for a quick break here on B94.
For nearly 40 years, one name in the area stands out when it comes to plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and more.
Hi, this is Shirley from Newell's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. We have been providing plumbing and HVAC services in St. Mary's since 1984. Our customers are our #1 priority, and we are quick to answer or return calls, especially in emergency situations. From initial estimates through the project completion, we will work with you to ensure you're 100% satisfied. Our team of technicians has a combined 88 years of experience, so we have knowledge on our side for any job. We are professional, fair, family-friendly, and work with you to understand your needs and goals. From residential to light commercial, we can ensure your plumbing and HVAC systems are running at peak performance.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium. 35-0 off of the two-point conversion by Cody Thompson. Caught that from Gilmore.
And it's bobbled and picked up now at the 10-yard line. And St. Mary's gang tackles
at the 11.
At the 11-yard line. Oh, man. Yeah, tough go there. Bobbled, it was kicked, and then bobbled back again when they went to pick it up. And St. Mary's, the whole gang was there. So, long way to go. The whole ship, yes. So, long way to go for the Warriors on this drive.
Shout out to the Dutch cheerleaders out there doing yeoman's work as they've battled through the rain and everything, and they're down there just cheering in this cold weather.
Yeah, and the band too. Yeah, Moniteau band played a little bit during some breaks. They sound fantastic. I'm excited to see them at halftime here tonight.
Handoff. Sankey right up the middle. Gonna get a few.
Do you remember Bishop Sankey for the Titans? Had a cup of coffee in the NFL for a couple years, streaming fantasy running back.
No. I'm not going to lie. I think, yeah. No, I don't.
Wow. Disappointed. So now I don't have anybody to bounce anything on. It's a good football name.
It is a great football name. I agree, but that's how much of his cup of coffee was, I think.
Yeah, it was a quick little in and out for the Titans over maybe, 2 or 3 seasons. He was a guy as a pass catcher alongside Derrick Henry towards the end of his tenure in Tennessee.
Timeout called by St. Mary's. So with that, we'll do another break to get some of our sponsors in here on B94, brought to you by St. Mary's Insurance.
Hello, this is Michelle from Christ Family Funeral Homes. Together with my husband Roy, we own and operate Lynch Green Funeral Home in St. Mary's, Christ Funeral Homes in Ridgeway and Kersey. As the largest provider of burial and cremation services in Elk County, families often turn to us in their time of need to help them create beautiful life celebrations, offer a comforting hand, and care for your family as if they're our own.
For more information, visit ChristFamilyFuneralHomes.com. That's ChristFamilyFuneralHomes.com.
Hey, Carney from Cataldo Collision. Do you know Cataldo Collision is certified or recommended by the following automobile manufacturers? Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Nissan, Kia, Hyundai, General Motors, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Honda, Acura, and Subaru.
And getting set to go here, following the timeout by St. Mary's. 35-0 your score, 8:24 left to go here in the first half. Cook back to pass, unleashes. Man, oh man, that's beautiful. And in and out of the hands of Gilmore. I'm picking Cook up to be my quarterback. I love his passes.
That was a 40-yard pass out here in this cold weather. Perfect spiral. But really good coverage.
Yeah, again,
great coverage. But, man, that was a beautiful ball. That was one of the best balls we've seen all year from anybody. That was, wow, what a throw. And to do that in this cold weather, oh, my gosh. Yeah, Weston Cook, he's
the thing.
If he can really dial in his accuracy, man, he could be something special. He's got the athleticism, no doubt.
Going to go shotgun. Wide out on each side, 2 in the backfield. Cook unleashes. Caught. Close to a first down there.
There's Liam Allison on the catch there, junior wide receiver.
And then they're going to give him the
first down. Great route there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a drop back and a quick slant there.
Like 10.5 yards, turn, boom, you're there.
Get right to the sticks. Really good pitch and catch.
8 minutes to go here in the first half. 35-0 your score. St. Mary's leads us on senior night. Cook in the shotgun. Flag. And
might be on St. Mary's.
I think it's going to be on St. Mary's.
Yeah, unless he made him flinch really quick. But I think you're right. I think it is St. Mary's, and it sure is. It's an encroachment.
So he was leaking towards the line. And
blitzing linebacker, just trying to get up there and got just a little bit too close and a little bit over the line there. So 1st and 5 here for the Warriors.
Again, we want to thank everybody for watching on our YouTube page, via Facebook as well, and then listening on the radio. I want to thank all our sponsors that have been with us all year, from Bell's Meat and Poultry to Hamlin Bank to Stagers to St. Mary's Insurance. The list goes on and on. So if you're in and around any of those places, make sure you say, hey, thanks for what you do with Laurel Media. And if you're looking for an opportunity to be involved, playoffs are right around, give Kier a call. And basketball season's around the corner too. Always looking for great sponsors for all our sports here on Laurel Media.
The whole shift there on that defense, they were all over that 1st and 5 play. Landon Cook was not phased. He was the guilty party on the encroachment, but he again crept right up into the gap, and they blew that up. So 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 7 officially, 2-yard loss there for Moniteau ensuing on this play for the Warriors. Yeah, the whole gang was flowing to that ball on that. Sorry to cut you off, and thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate all of you, and we certainly thank you for bearing with us all season long.
That's the least we could say.
Exactly.
Cook unleashes again, in and out of the hands of his wideout, number 7 again, and that's Jamison. They're going to connect, and they're going to blow our mind. I'm telling you this right now.
It's close. That's about the 3rd or 4th time they've been so close. And I think it's just a little bit of timing. Jamison, I believe, has missed some time this year, if I'm not mistaken. So, just might not be on the same wavelength right now, but they're getting closer. That one hit his hands. He had a few over his head, so they're getting closer.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 30-yard line of Moniteau. 2 flanked in the backfield, 2 on the far side. Cook unleashes. There's Jamison.
Battle for the ball, and picked off by St. Mary's.
I don't know if they've said it yet. It was Gilmore, and
they called it a catch. Yeah, so Jamison, they called it a catch. Wow. Yeah, we let everybody. I let everybody in front of us influence us.
We let everybody down because we weren't moving the camera either.
Well, that was a scramble for it, but good job by Jamison to protect that enough to pick up a 1st down. Like we just said, they are really close to connecting on one. I know that wasn't a huge one in terms of the distance, but it was enough to get a fresh set of downs here.
Yeah, 1st and 10, now ball on St. Mary's 47-yard line. Best field position of the day for Moniteau. It's going to be a handoff to Sankey. Met in the backfield, still fighting forward for about 1 or 2, but it could have been a 4-yard loss.
I don't know how he got 2 on that. I mean, there was like 3, 4, 5 guys all over him. He was spinning around and brushing people off of him. That was a heck of an effort by Sankey there, all for just 1 yard. But, you got to love the heart that he showed there. Like you said, play was blown off, and he fought for every inch on that. So 2nd and 9 for Moniteau here.
35-0 your score, 5:10 to go here in the 2nd quarter. St. Mary's leads. Cook will go under center. And in motion. And it's going to be a flip to Sankey. Fights to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, option play. First we've seen that this game.
It looks like was Steger first one there. Steger and Shealy, I believe.
Yeah. Not sure. They may have inched that ever so slightly, but not very much. 3rd and long for the Warriors now. I've loved personally, I know you have too, how much Steger has grown from the start of the season to now. You know, he's playing like an upperclassman. He's having a heck of a year.
Cook, back to pass, unleashes, and that's Frankie Smith stopping Jamison from picking up the first down.
That was great coverage. He was with him step for step and timed it perfectly. You know, as soon as that ball was on there, gave him a little nudge, turned his body just enough to force an incompletion. So 4th down and long coming up here. I think they may have just marched the punter on the field. I could be wrong, but there was a personnel change nonetheless. Nope, they're going to go for it.
I was watching Shealy doing a little field work. There must have been a little bit of a bubble there on the, I was going to say floor, but it's a field mark. Cook rolls to his left, unleashes, and nice defensive play again by the backfield. And is that Thomas this time?
Yeah.
Listen, it's Frankie Smith does one, Talon Thomas does one, Gilmore gets involved, Thomas will do another one. They've just been shut down.
Yeah.
There's a flag on the field. Holding on Moniteau will be declined, so it will be a turnover on downs. St. Mary's will start at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, between Gilmore, Smith, and Thomas tonight, fantastic. You know, coverage, receptions, coverage on special teams as well. You know, not just coverage on receivers and you know, running backs, but on special teams as well. You know, those guys have been all over the field last week and this week, you know, having some really good seasons, but the last 2 weeks especially, they have really shined.
St. Mary's, 20 seconds left on the play clock. Kind of sprinting to it, though, to get set to go.
I formation here. Whaler drops back, launches it, and knocked away, but a late flag might have some pass interference there.
Yeah, Ross didn't turn around, and man, we have to stop watching the play and watch the camera.
I know, missed it, dang it. And I have to duck my head around the thing to even see what happens. Frankie Smith almost came up with that, but pass interference on the Warriors.
Going to bring up a first down.
Automatic first down on that.
We'll mark it off, 15. We're saying about 40. Nope. 39. I was close. Math has never been my strong suit. We've learned that in week 1.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll tell you what, Brody Whaler, that was a nice ball. He has grown so much as a quarterback this year. You know, first full-time year as a starter, and he's looked really good again tonight. But
Field wrapped up in the backfield.
Moniteau ready for that run play on first down. Negative gainer there for St. Mary's offense. Loses about 2 or 3 yards on that. 2 yards officially. So 2nd and 12 coming up for the Dutch on this play.
35-0 your score. 3:33 to go here in the first half. Dutch lead this game.
Dutch in no hurry here. I think they're pretty content to maybe make this score one of the last of this first half. Just take some time and make sure they have the right play call in, the guys in the right position.
They do get to kick off to start second half action as well. Be prepared at halftime. Bell's Meat and Poultry halftime show. We'll have our rankings of dips, and people from Moniteau are going to be excited to hear about this. And I know St. Mary's people have reached out. They're like, "Oh man, we can't wait to hear what you two knuckleheads have to say."
Yeah, I actually have a
nerd boy over here wrote it in his phone.
I got it on my phone. I was so excited for this. I have it in my phone. Been waiting for this moment all year long. I'm glad week 1 you made that declination. I've been ready. Andrew Field again on that run play. gets close to the line of scrimmage here. 3rd and 11, I think officially is what they say. Shotgun formation, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side, field in the backfield. Whaler on a crossing route finds his receiver, Matthew Gilmore, but short of the sticks.
That crossing route had Gilmore and Smith kind of combobulated as I think Frankie think it was going to him. Gilmore turns his head around and he catches it, and both, if would have caught it clean, could have been, wide open spaces.
Yeah, let Moniteau close on it. They screened themselves.
They did.
It was an interesting, sort of maybe miscommunication there, but 4th and 5 coming up for the Dutch. They're going to go for it.
If you're watching the stream, you saw Coach Dwork grab all 3 of them, Whaler, Gilmore, and Smith, after that play to chit-chat with them. Now he's going to call a timeout. So with that timeout and 1:41 to go here in the first half, we'll take it out to another break. Back to the studio for commercials brought to you by St. Mary's Insurance.
Grilling season is never over, and that means a trip to Bell's Meat and Poultry in Kane for the best cuts of beef, chicken, and pork that money can buy. Whether it's a big juicy burger, mouth-watering steak, delicious chops, sizzling sausage, or fresh chicken, it all tastes better from Bell's. Pick up some beef sticks, some special smoked cheese, spicy dip, a world-famous griller, ham or chicken salad, and more at Bell's Meat and Poultry in Kane. Open 7 days a week to serve you. Johnson's Tire Service on Route 6 in Clarendon has been your Goodyear tire dealer for over 40 years. If you're in the market for a new set of truck tires, Johnson's Tire Service is your area dealer for Goodyear, Michelin, and other brands. They offer alignment service for trucks, motorhomes, and trailers. Call 814-723-3950 or find them online at johnsonstire.com. Johnson's Tire Service thanks their customers for their positive reviews, earning a top-rated service center distinction by Carfax.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium. Mark Martinez alongside Nate Stice. 35-0 your score. Dutch lead this on senior night. 1:41 to go here in the second quarter. 4th and 6 for St. Mary's. High snap. Brought down. Whaler keeps it himself and picks up the first down and more.
Yeah, Whaler continues to sell those fakes so well. Everybody, it seemed like from Moniteau, crashed down there and left Whaler wide open on the outside there. Picks up more than enough for the first down, and this drive continues for St. Mary's. 1:20 here in the second quarter.
Whaler staying in the shotgun field to his left. Wideouts all over the place. Whaler unleashes. Nice coverage there. I want to give him a shout out. Number 5, Allison, guarding Frankie Smith. Check that, Talon Thomas. Amazingly.
Yeah.
Nothing was getting to Thomas on that one.
Perfect throw isn't getting through on that. That was really, really good coverage by Liam Allison, the junior, 5'8", 150 on the outside. He's a name we've been calling a lot. He's having a nice game. Hasn't really shown on the offensive side too much, but really good coverage there nonetheless.
Whaler unleashes it. It's going to be 1st and goal for St. Mary's. It's definitely inside the 10 with under a minute to go. I think Dom Sir is listening to us tonight because usually Mr. Snellick has everything before us.
Yeah. And sometimes we're like, okay, we know who it is. Thank you, Mr. Snellick. And maybe he is dialed into us, just giving us a second to figure it out. Then he'll use us as the spotters. Which, hey, I'll take the compliment. I think I don't think we see particularly well, but
not at all.
But we'll take it if some of the PAs give us ours, giving us the flowers for being the spotter.
Whaler passes it in the end zone. Touchdown, Matthew Gilmore. Wow. Do we have a flag? We do. We have a flag on the play. I thought I heard something. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, far side official. An eligible man downfield on St. Mary's.
So all for naught. That was a heck of a catch by Gilmore, tiptoeing in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, great fade route. Gilmore tiptoes, gets the foot in, but all for naught. A penalty negates that. But under a minute here, there's still plenty of time. 56.7 is what the scoreboard says. But that's going to back them up here.
Yeah, to the 10-yard line. So essentially still first and goal for the Dutch. Wheeler, back to pass, unleashes. Same thing this time. Frankie Smith for the touchdown.
A little bit, well, I think it was the same play, changed the guy.
Yeah, that's essentially exactly what it was.
It looks more shallow, but it's not. It's because you're back to the 10-yard line, and regardless of the penalty, they get it on the very next play. 41-0 Dutch lead here in the first half.
I do see Mason out there, so they'll go for the traditional extra point. Snap, good, kick, short. No, it went
through.
Over.
Yeah.
That, again, our vantage point, not the best. 42-0 your score. St. Mary's leads with under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Send it back for a quick break.
You've heard it said before that financial security doesn't come easy. You have to plan for it, work for it, and manage your money wisely. In today's financial world, it sure helps to have a bank that helps with that process. At Hamlin Bank, they are the bank that takes care of its customers. Visit one of their locations in Smethport, Kane, Mount Jewett, Eldred, Bradford, Olean, New York, St. Mary's, and their newest branch in Sheffield. See them online at hamlinbank.com. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to St. Mary's. Mark Martinez and Nate Stice here. 42-0 your score on senior night. St. Mary's leads Moniteau. 50.4 seconds left to go here in the first half. Nate.
Wow. That's all I have to say. I mean,
you're ready to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm always ready to eat, but the Dutch have just wowed me here tonight. They have come out ready to play. Another great kick from Mason Nicholas. Pretty good return there by Moniteau, one of their best of the night.
I'll do about the 25, 26-ish.
But pretty good kick from Nicholas there, too. You know, really done a really nice job angling the kicks, you know, kind of putting it in, you know, kind of no man's land over there, making the returner run a long way, giving your coverage team chance to get down there. So, you know, you see what an asset Mason Nicholas is, you know, tonight, amongst other nights, but tonight especially, you know, made all but one extra point, angled these kicks really well, and, you know, obviously didn't play last week, but you're seeing, you know, on full display tonight how much he means to this Dutch football team.
Cook back to pass, unleashes one over the head of Sankey. Even though that was high, the velocity that Cook had on that, I'm telling you, I'm drafting him.
I know.
I just like everything about Cook.
In your NFL keeper fantasy league, he's a guy I'm putting stock into these next couple of years.
He's staying.
Yeah, I think, you know, from talking to their coaching staff, I think he's a guy that they've converted to a quarterback. I don't think he's played quarterback necessarily his entire life.
Is he a pitcher too?
But that's what I wondered. I was wondering because, man, he can really bring some heat. I don't think I'd, even if he doesn't play baseball, I don't think I'd stand in the box. He can really fire it, man.
Again, back to pass. Intercepted, and that is intercepted. Is that Gilmore? Nope, that was Steger.
Steger. Great coverage there by Steger.
Hey, listen, Steger was like, you guys have talked about Smith, you've talked about Thomas, you've talked about Gilmore. I play defense too, guys.
Yeah, Steger says mine, and he will take that back inside the red zone. He's had a nice ball game.
He has.
He's had it on offense. You know, we kind of splitting carries tonight with Andrew Field. But, yeah, Steger says, hey, guys, I'm pretty good at this skill position work and cornerback position as well. I'll take this interception.
Whaler under center I formation. And hand it off to Field. Field going to lose a couple as he's heading to the right, and then a mass bunch of Warriors came at him, tried to cut back, but he was tackled after losing two. Yeah, that's probably going to be the last play of this.
Yeah, it is. They're just going to take it into halftime. 42-0, St. Mary's leads the visiting Moniteau Warriors on senior night. What a statement here by the Dutch.
All right, folks, get your food ready, get set, because after a few minutes of commercial breaks, we'll be back with the Bell's Meat and Poultry Halftime Show on B94, eating and giving you our rankings of our dips and everything that we've had all year by the amazing Bell's Meat and Poultry. Send it out for a break. We'll be back.
If you're planning on having masonry work done this year, call the pros at Steger Masonry in Ridgeway at 772-7083. Their years of experience will make sure the job's done right. Call Steger Masonry at 772-7083, 772-7083, Steger Masonry in Ridgeway. Schedule your masonry work with the pros. Remember, masonry is no hobby.
Here in Elk County, family means everything. At St. Mary's Insurance and Affiliates, we treat our clients like part of our family. That's why St. Mary's Insurance, Borst Insurance in Ridgeway, and the Smith-Keats Agency in Johnsonburg have been trusted by generations to protect homes, cars, businesses, and families. From our family to yours, we're here to protect what matters most. Stop by one of our offices, give us a call, or visit us online at stmariesagency.com.
Lindbergh Furniture, that's the store.
Where you'll find bargains galore.
Bob and Bunny will save you cash.
And deliver your furniture in a flash.
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh Furniture wants to congratulate the teams playing in tonight's game. Congratulations on all you've achieved this year. They're proud of you and your success. You're a fine example of our area youth.
Heating and cooling done right, guaranteed. Epic heating and cooling, all day or night when you need. Epic heating and cooling. Epic. Every time we show up for you. Epic. Making your day feel epic, like a superhero. Epic. Heating and cooling experts. Tried, trusted, and true. Every install feels epic. When the time comes, you'll know. You know you've got our trusted team for the golden heat. Epic heating and cooling. All day or night when you need. Epic heating and cooling. Heating and cooling done right. Guaranteed. Epic heating and cooling.
Do you suffer from uncomfortable varicose veins? Are your legs restless, swollen, or sore? Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway, along with experienced vascular surgeon and St. Mary's native, Dr. Philip Georgievich, will be offering a free vein screening on Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop struggling with sore and swollen varicose veins. We will see you Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 at Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway. No appointment necessary.
Need a loan? Go to Mountain Laurel Federal Credit Union. I'll bet you've heard that a few hundred times. But have you actually investigated it? They have a loan for your life. Whether it's an auto loan for a new or used vehicle, a loan for your college student, a home loan, a loan to get a boat, RV, ATV, or snowmobile, or a loan to take that long overdue vacation you need. I think you get the idea. They give out a lot of loans. Not only that, but the rates on those loans are even sweeter. Do you live, work, worship, or attend school in Elk, Cameron, McKean, or Warren County? If so, then you qualify for membership at Mountain Laurel Federal Credit Union. See how simple it can be. Visit one of their 7 locations in the area or log on to mlfcu.net. Best of luck to all the athletes competing today from Mountain Laurel Federal Credit Union, where it certainly is good to be a member.
When you want a hometown feel with plenty of options, you choose Spitzer Outer World St. Mary's, where the service is fun, fast, easy, and now backed by the Spitzer Shield. When you choose us, you choose a variety of brand new vehicles across 3 separate lots. When you choose us, you choose to know everything we've done to make our pre-owned vehicles second to none. A rigorous inspection process performed by factory trained technicians and professional detail inside and out. Visit us along the $1 Million Highway today for all of your Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford needs. Spitzer Auto World St. Mary's, our world revolves around you.
Top of the line builders, the area's leader in quality roofing projects, now add seamless gutter installation to our services. At Top of the Line Builders, our staff is trained to offer professional installation. For more information and a no-obligation quote on seamless gutters, call Nick Cherry at 814-965-5785. We offer free estimates and are fully insured. Top of the Line Builders. Get your project done right the first time.
And welcome back to the Bell's Meat and Poultry Show, halftime show on B94. Mark Martinez alongside Nate Dyson. What you hear in the background, Nate, we have also become band judges on the air too. This Moniteau band is unbelievable, along with the color guards and all that too. They played Lady Gaga. Oh man, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe the numbers. Moniteau is not a very big school. They have 50 kids out here, and this line dancing is unbelievable. Like, I haven't seen a high school line dance like this in my life, honestly, other than on television. This is fantastic. So this is really, really awesome performance. I think the best of the year. When you talk about the dancing paired, with the band as well, I mean, incredible.
Yeah.
Just,
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's my best band performance. And there's been many that have been really good. Central Clarion was incredible with 3 schools. They had a lot of kids. Punxsutawney was very good as well. The Dutch is always, great. El Catholic, very small school, but they perform after the games, and they do a nice job with the 12, 15, young people they have in their band. But Moniteau, man, they sound great. Yeah, they sure do.
They're winning band of the year. Again, Bell's Meat and Poultry halftime show on Fraley Street in Keene. Open 7 days a week to serve you with meat, cheese, and dips, and that's what we're going to get into. Today, we have Cooper cheese, we have the bacon, we have the, I was actually going to say jalapeno, jalapeno cheese beef stick, and then we have, which is a front runner, I believe, folks, the Bell's red pepper dip. And we're just ranking the dips because that's kind of what we said earlier in the season. Nerd Boy has his actually written down in his phone, so I'll let you go first.
Absolutely. So tonight, they gave us my personal favorite, the bell pepper. Man, I missed it. Hello, old friend. Yeah, it's been amazing to have, some of this here tonight. The bell pepper takes the cake for me. Followed closely behind what we had last week in Bradford in the Cajun crab. A little spice, but I'm a seafood junkie. I love it. I eat about anything seafood, other than whitefish and salmon's not my favorite either, but I still will eat salmon prepared right. The Cajun crab was fantastic. Followed, by like 2A with just crab that we had earlier in the season, and then the leek and the onion dip that we had were very close. It's pretty similar. Probably related vegetables, if you
would imagine.
If you look at probably the genus and the species and all that sort of conundrum that be in the biology department. And then the last one is the fruit dip. The fruit dip, it has a time and place, and the reason I put it last is just because I think it was just so off the kilter compared to the other ones that I was just almost unexpected to it. But I'll tell you what, if you put that on a cake or something like that, you put
I brought it home and I was dipping fruit
in that dip, it would be perfect. So that's why I put it last. But let's get one thing straight. Let's put it one thing straight. All these are insanely good.
They're 1A, 1B, 1C.
Exactly. Yeah. It's personally just in the rear, but it's not bad. Nothing here is bad at all. It's all delicious. But that's just my personal preference and favorites here from Bell's Meat and Poultry. So, Mark, let's turn it over to you. Let's see what you have.
Oh, I'm dying over here, and I know you guys. You should see his notes. He's got notes in his phone that we should share on Facebook.
I was prepared. I thought you would some time to prepare this week.
The list is very similar. This red bell pepper, the first week, which was week 2 when we had it, kind of solidified, and I've always been a Cajun crab guy. But this red bell pepper, my number 1 on the year. Essentially, I think they knew that's why they sent us a smorgasbord with the red bell pepper tonight. Gonna echo your number 2 with the Cajun crab because it's always been my favorite. It didn't take a knockdown. I have 1 in 1A without a doubt.
Yep.
I'm gonna put the leek at number 3.
Okay.
Because that was a great leek dip. I loved it. People hated me that I went out with after the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it was number 3. I'm going to move the fruit up to 4 because I did take it home and house it with some cantaloupe and some honeydew and everything. The regular crab comes in at 5, and then the onion will round us off at number 6.
Very good. Yeah, I love it. You know, like we continue to say,
none of them are bad.
None of these are bad at all. You know, and nothing from Bell's Meat and Poultry is bad at all.
We also got the bacon tonight.
Yeah.
We have the Cooper cheese. We've had salmon. We've had chicken.
Cajun salmon, Cajun chicken.
Yeah.
You know, honey barbecue beef sticks, jalapeno cheddar beef sticks, teriyaki beef sticks last week, which were probably number 2 favorite beef stick for me. And then we always get, you know,
this should be number 1.
Ritz crackers, enough to feed a small militia of men here with us every week. And I'll tell you what, it's we can't eat all the crackers at once. I've taken probably 4 or 5 boxes of crackers home over these shows just because you can't eat how many crackers, how many they generously give us every week. And, you know, they always get us right. Bell's Meat and Poultry in Kane. You guys rock.
You guys are amazing. FYI, the coaching staff as well loves you because we share. We have Dom Sura tonight enjoying some food with us. Coaches from across District 9 are like, you are the guys who bring the food with you each and every week. So
yeah, Brockway knew, Bradford people knew, you know, and I think we just sprinkled a little pixie dust, threw a little nugget there, said, hey guys, you're still in McKean County too. Get your rear ends to the south in Kane. Bell's Meat and Poultry have it going on.
Yeah. Your score with about 4.5 minutes left at halftime is 42-0. Dutch leads this. Senior night here in St. Mary's. You're now seeing, if you're on the stream, St. Mary's band out there performing. We love them. They've played amazingly each and every week. But we're going to take a quick break because I want to eat a little bit more because the coaching staff is going to be returning. They're going to steal this from them. And then we'll come back in about a minute and do some of your first half nugs.
Sounds good, Mark. You're listening to High School Football, B94. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be great if you could have your insurances for auto, home, business, farm, life, and retirement in just one agency? That's what Pacelli Insurance is for. They can help protect what is important for you and your family's future. Visit Pacelli Insurance in St. Mary's or call them at 814-781-3888. Pacelli Insurance, your preferred local independent insurance agency. Pacelli Insurance, where we protect your world.
Have you been looking for a career in the powdered metal industry? Medco Industries is now hiring. Medco Industries on Brussels Street in St. Mary's is a locally owned company offering long-term steady careers or part-time work with advancement opportunities and great benefits. Operations are regular 8-hour shifts with most weekends off. Medco's machining facility, Pro Process LLC, offers CNC operator and setup positions in a climate-controlled facility. Apply online at medcopm.com. Medco Industries, locally owned and operated in St. Mary's for over 40 years.
When is the last time you really felt like your body was functioning properly? If you can't remember, then it's time for you to call Rowley Family Chiropractic of St. Mary's. They've been serving the community for 25 years. Their mission is to improve your overall quality of life by allowing your nervous system to work at its fullest potential. Want to know more? Log on RowleyFamilyChiropractic.com or call 814-834-1045. Rowley Family Chiropractic, improving health one spine at a time.
Welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium as we're listening to St. Mary's play one of my all-time favorite songs, Our Dancing Queen. I love this song.
Yeah, it sounds really great here tonight live, too. This is we listen to them every week, and they continue. I think they continue to get better every week too. Mixing things up. Very, very strong marching band over here in Dutch country, over here in St. Mary's. And it is a great song. You're absolutely right. So some good tunage tonight, and over here to, for the stream purposes, over here to the right, I'll just move that. Moniteau showing their respect as well. I really appreciate that, and I will take it back. Sorry, we interrupted that, but I think that just shows the respect. No, I think that shows the respect, that they have for one another, and how collective band is at the high school level. I wasn't in it, but from interviewing young people over, the years, it's really like it's like a brotherhood, sisterhood. These people really get along. It's friendly competition only when it's competition season for marching band and things like that. And then after that, they're all friends. So
Yeah. So about a minute to go, and then they'll have their warm-up period. So that essentially gives us time. Nate, it's 42-0 here on senior night. St. Mary's clicking on all cylinders. But let me tell you, I am impressed with a lot of things that Moniteau has. We'll start there this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cook, Jameson, they're just, I want to see another year of them. I mean, if schedule is correct, next year we will be down in Moniteau.
Yeah.
And I want to see how they continue to grow.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I have never been to West Sudbury in my life. I had to look it up on the map. I know it's in Butler County.
We'll be using the GPS and the Jeep to get there, hopefully.
Certainly, yeah. Not the biggest town in the world, but I'll tell you what, a lot of hometown pride, obviously, as you saw with the football team here, and then obviously an incredible performance with the marching band. But yeah, going back to the football component, I have really liked what I've seen, and I know the scoreboard doesn't indicate that, but I'll tell you what, they are close. Like, this is an improved football program, improved football team here in the last couple of, last year. So I've really liked what I've seen here tonight in a lot of plays. They've moved the football in spurts. They've done really well in the defensive line to get a surge going and stop, the Dutch on some first down run plays. They made it tough for the Dutch on some of those plays. And they're just so close. Cook is so close to hitting on some big passes. Yeah. We were talking to some others in the booth, and man, they really are not too far away from breaking one. Credit to the Dutch defense. Their coverage has been pretty good on some other ones too, but then there's been a couple times where, they're, just one fingertip away from breaking one. They're just a little bit more accurate of a throw, a little bit more cohesiveness on the timing, and they could really let it go. And then I got to give credit to Sankey too. Sankey's someone that kind of the do-it-all back, just a big kid, good athlete, tight end, wide receiver, fullback, running back, option guy, was the first guy on a reverse play that went for a first down. He's had a heck of a game. He's their workhorse. He's having, a very nice season as well. But yeah, Moniteau, very improved, 3 wins to their credit, and they're fighting out there. They're giving it their all, and I have liked what I've seen in spurts for them for sure.
For St. Mary's, you're up 42-0. I know what you're going to say, so I don't want to steal your thunder. What do you expect and see for this St. Mary's team in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's probably, more of last week. Fortunately for them that they can rotate. Unfortunately for Moniteau that it's going to be running clock here in the second half. The mercy rule is going to kick in. But I will say, last week I know Coach Dworak was not happy with the first drive that his number one offense had to start in the second half. They went 3 and out, and then they took them out. He wasn't happy with that. I'm sure this could be to start. I'm just speculating. I have no insider information. He might say, guys, we need to play situational football on this drive. Running clock, 2-minute drill, get some of those potential little things in, and then, potentially kind of start rotating guys, getting some seniors in on senior night, getting some JV guys in as well, because you never know what could happen in terms of reps. The JV has obviously proven the last 2 games they're very capable in their own right. So a blend of that is what I kind of expect, just all speculation, but we will see. We have speculated and predicted a lot, and Coach Dworak says, guys, this is why I'm down here, and you guys are up at the booth. And he's a heck of a coach. I have nothing but respect for him and appreciate how much time he's given me this year, to learn about his football team and football program. But that's kind of what if I had to speculate, that's what I'd see, think I'd see, Mark.
I agree. Not to cut you off and say yes, but yes. We'll send it out for one more quick break because Uber is going to be coming by stealing this food, and they are allowed. So send it back to the station for a quick one here on B94.
Zook Motors in Kane is a proud supporter of the area's high school sports teams. They know what it means to be part of a community. Family owned and operated, they've been serving the area for almost 100 years. That's why you can trust Zooks to find you the right vehicle for your needs and price range. Best of luck to the players and coaches in today's matchup from everyone on the team at Zook Motors, your area Ford dealer just west of Kane on Route 6.
With 2 locations on Baker Alley in Ridgeway and Route 219 in Johnsonburg, Elk County Foods' friendly staff is ready to serve you. They offer daily and weekly specials, including their 5 for $24.99 in the meat department. Check out their large hot and cold deli, the freshest of fresh produce, and their own homemade beef sticks and smoked cheese. Having a get-together? Let Elk County Foods do the work for you. Elk County Foods of Ridgeway and Johnsonburg, hometown proud. Check us out on Facebook or visit us online.
And welcome back to Dutch Country Stadium as we clean up, getting set to start the second half. St. Mary's will start with the ball. 42-0 your score. Yes, it will be a running clock from here on out. I have to change it to the third quarter on the stream, and we're set to go. I'll tell you, I do like this new stream. We've played around with a few of them, but this has been definitely the most friendly and cooperative. So make sure you continue to watch us on Facebook. The link is there that takes you to our Facebook account, our YouTube account. Kickoff is going to be picked up and pitched to Frankie Smith.
And there's going to be a flag. There is a hold, but Frankie Smith is going to go all the way for a touchdown, but it's going to come back. Unfortunately, there was a holding penalty on that. The back judge saw it. So all that for naught.
And it's going to be at the 26 is where the flag is. So we'll zip all the way over to him. But Frankie Smith just showing it once again.
Man, the speed. Once he gets going, nobody can, not few can run with him. I'm going to say no, few can run with him.
Yeah. Listen, I know it's football season, and St. Mary's, hopefully, selection Saturday, playoffs come, and we continue to follow them. But in about a month, there, Mr. Nate, we're going to see Mr. Frankie Smith on the basketball court, and you want to see somebody that flies around a basketball court like none other.
Yeah. And different colors he wears.
He does.
Become the winner, too, so we have to point that out. Part of a co-op, but no co-ops in basketball at Elk County Catholic at this point. Not at all. They have a good thing going over there. Continues for, decades now. Frankie Smith is obviously a big part of it, and in his senior year now.
1st and 10 from the 16. Going to hand it off to Cook, who's going to pick up a few. About 5. It's more than a few. How many is a few for you?
Yeah. You know what I want to say right now. I'm not going to say it. The kids would love what I'm about to say, but I'm not going to do that.
6, 7?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'll let you do it.
I'm trying to set you up for it.
3 to 6 is a few. So 5, fits right in the criteria, I think, Mark.
See, I was trying to set you up.
No, I could have set up myself. I didn't want to say it. I don't want to give in to this peer pressure of what's going on right now.
You've been under peer pressure all year. Handoff, plowing through. Again is Cook. Going to get close to a first down, probably about 3rd and 1.
2 back-to-back solid runs by Landon Cook. I did get that right. They did put the first team offense on the field.
You did.
So we'll see. 3 and out last week in Bradford to start. Moved the ball a little bit better here. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down and short.
Handoff from Gilmore to Cook is going to bring us up to about the 45-yard line.
Really good run by Landon Cook. Kind of the way he started this second half kind of reminds me of that Ezekiel Elliott meme, eating cereal. He's eating out here. Really good running.
Beast mode?
Yeah, beast mode, certainly. Landon Cook, he is a tough, hard-nosed runner and a tough, hard-nosed linebacker for the Dutch.
Well, Gilmore under center for the Dutch here to start the second half. They hand it right off to Cook again. Cook.
No, that's Stager.
That is Stager.
Yeah, Stager ran into his own guy, bounced off, and then picks up a gain of 20+. Really good run there by Stager. And he just showcases that speed. He was stopped flat-footed and just bounces it to the outside and just
see you later.
See you later. I mean, just accelerator speed. And he's only going to continue to get better.
Yeah.
We say it all the time, but man, he's pretty good right now.
Yeah. Smith on the near side. Thomas on the far side. I formation. Under 9 to go here in the third quarter. Gilmore looks like he's going to pitch it, and he does. He pitches it to Stager, who's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up one. Ball's being marked on the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing. You know, I like that they're getting some guys some reps. You know, you never know what could happen, you know, with Whaler. Gilmore's obviously a very accomplished athlete, you know, very capable, you know, anywhere you put him. But you never know what could happen. So it's, you know, to see him run an option play and pick up some, you know, positive gain on that, that's pretty good stuff, you know. You hope you never turn it over to him, I guess, because he's been wide receiver. He's a heck of an athlete out there. But, you know, you can still feel pretty safe, I think, sometimes with you know, a lot of the time with Matthew Gilmore. He's just a great athlete for the Dutch.
This one's going to go to Stager again, and Stager is going to take it to the house for a 38-yard touchdown for St. Mary's.
Man, he's so quick. Man, just so explosive out of the backfield. And he's got his, I believe that's his second touchdown of the night.
Yes.
Yeah, had one last week as well. He's probably nearing close to 100 yards now on the ground.
Oh, tonight? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't see Mason out there, but Remy might be in the mix to allow Remy to get some snaps as well.
Yeah, I think he's a southpaw kicker.
He is. So he is in there.
Gilmore continues at the usual holder spot. High snap, good hold, and Remy Smith right through. Right through. Great kick by Remy Smith.
Put your score 49-0. St. Mary is on top. Going to be a quick one because that's the way they're working here on B94.
For nearly 40 years, one name in the area stands out when it comes to plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and more.
Hi, this is Shirley from Newell's Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning. We have been providing plumbing and HVAC services in St. Mary's since 1984. Our customers are our #1 priority, and we are quick to answer or return calls, especially in emergency situations. From initial estimates through the project completion, we will work with you to ensure you're 100% satisfied. Our team of technicians has a combined 88 years of experience, so we have knowledge on our side for any job. We are professional, fair, family-friendly, and work with you to understand your needs and goals. From residential to...
St. Mary's gets set to kick off. They lead 49-0 with 8:03 left to go here in the third.
Squib kick rolls on the ground, picked up at the 20, and great coverage again by the Dutch. A whole host, the whole ship was certainly there. Tackled at the 30-yard line.
Again, we want to thank all our sponsors that have been with us all year. You know, you hear us mention up a lot of them, but, you know, we have the Christ Family Funeral Homes, Cataldo's, Bell's Meat and Poultry, Johnson Tire, all of them. If you're in and around any of our sponsors, make sure you give them a shout out when you're there saying, hey, thanks for doing what you do here on Laurel Media. And again, playoffs right around the corner, basketball season right around the corner. If you'd love to be a sponsor, make sure you give Kier a call on Monday back at the offices and get set up so you can be on the list of Mark and Nate's favorite. No, I'm kidding. So you can be on, you can help support high school sports essentially.
Yeah, thank you to all the sponsors, all future sponsors as well. You make it possible to both stream and bring you, radio coverage to these sporting events around Elk County and beyond. Obviously, we've been on the road a little bit this season as well, Mark. One thing we do want to mention.
Yeah, we have not done it.
They've done due diligence. Duber and Spitzer Auto World, they have scoreboard updates as well. They sponsor for that. Duber keeping us going. Ridgeway 38 auto ordered nothing. They look like they're locked in for postseason play. We believe it could be another trip to McKean County against Kane.
Yeah.
Maybe in Bradford, but we're just speculating. We don't know. We'll learn more this weekend. Kane and another, McKean County battle, 42-0 over Bradford. Smithport and Cameron County in a nail-biter in the third, 14-12. Smithport over Cameron County in that one. Red Bank Valley, 14, Brookville, nothing in the third. Garden City 20, Wilmington 7 in the third. Punxsutawney 52, Sharpsville 7 at halftime. Hollidaysburg 42, DuBois nothing in the third quarter. And third quarter action, Central Clarion 21, Butler 7. Very good performance by Central Clarion the second half of the year. No question about it. And then we'll go Columbia, Montour, Votech 28, Bucktail 8 at halftime. And from Thursday, Port Allegheny 48, Brockway 22.
Cook unleashes nice defensive coverage there. I believe that's Giovanetti that's in the game.
Yeah, thank you for picking me up there, Mark.
No, so I cut you off.
No, that's
all
right.
I did.
It's all right. I didn't realize we were getting ready to play. One more score. Union AC Valley 22, Reynolds 14. Union AC Valley 9-1 season. Port Allegheny a perfect 10-0 this season. They complete another back-to-back undefeated regular season.
So that'll bring up third and about 4 for the Warriors. Under center is Cook, 2 in the backfield, 2 wide. St. Mary's looks like they're bringing the house. Handoff, going to plow through. It's going to be close.
Yeah, tough running there.
It's going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Warriors. Again, your score 49-0 at the 6-minute mark here of the third quarter. Running clock the rest of the way, essentially.
See what Moniteau comes up with on this 4th and short play. Tight formation. Power eye look. Sankey in the backfield.
Pass. Cook. Complete. First down and some to number 5. That's Allison.
Yeah, Liam Allison, the wide receiver, junior. Big play there to keep the sticks moving for Moniteau. You're thinking maybe in the tight formation they're going to run it, do a quick pass, throws on the outside, and good pitch and catch. Good catch by Allison to pick up the first down. Good throw by Cook as well.
I'll bring up a first down for the Warriors from the 47. Again, same tight formation. Cook, back to pass. In and out of the hands of Ross. Nice coverage there, though, by St. Mary's.
Yeah, looking for Ian Ross there. Not a bad throw. Not a lot of time there for Cook on that drop back. St. Mary's was bringing everybody, creeping those linebackers up towards the line of scrimmage.
Listen, this is the time of the game, especially for us in the box. We're not doing anything. But if you're not involved a lot, you're not maybe like slapping your hands, keeping them going, they kind of get a little cold. So no harm, no foul on Ross. Great defense by St. Mary's. It's just you got to stay warm now.
It's tough. You stay loose and stay warm. Yeah, that's the name of the game here. Absolutely. Sankey on the run here. Going to pick up 2, but met by the whole ship of the Dutch.
We're going to slip one of these times. At least I will. Ship is real close.
Yeah, it is. Got to know your consonant on the end. But positive gainer there by Sankey.
See who was there first. I believe it was Cooper Browse that's into the game.
Yeah, good tackle by Browse. It was everybody.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people, but yeah, Browse, I think you're right. First one to get there. So 3rd and 8 ensuing here for Moniteau. Shotgun.
Back to pass. A little bit of a pressure. Still gets it out and in and out of the hands of McLean. We'll bring up a 4th and long.
Yeah, that's just tough. I think it goes back to just what you said a moment ago, Mark. Just tough to keep the muscles loose, tough to stay warm, a little bit behind them on the pass. But yeah, it's a tough drop there. It's been 4th and, short or maybe even a first down. But yeah, now 4th and long ensuing for the Warriors here. They picked it up last time. They came in a tight I formation, and they threw it. We'll see what they do here. They elect to go shotgun out of this play.
One wide out on the near side, one in the backfield. St. Mary's content leaking that linebacker as Cook unleashes into a host of everybody. Does he come down with it? And there's a flag as well.
Yeah, I think it was incomplete. Heck of an effort over there, but I think it could be, a pass interference on the Dutch because it kind of looked like there might have been a little extra activity, and that was kind of why he was hitting the deck maybe prematurely. But we'll see what the referees officially tell us here.
And it is. So essentially, no matter where they spot it, it'll be a first down for Moniteau. Ball was at the 47, so they're going to be in some pretty good field position, Nate.
Yeah, moving the ball pretty well here. This is the best drive Moniteau has had so far tonight. They'll come up with a couple 4th down conversions, one on their own, one on the fault of St. Mary's, prematurely touching the wide receiver. But 1st and 10 here, shotgun again.
Cook scanning, unleashes another one. That one's going to be short.
I don't know if that was tipped or just maybe slipped out of his hands because that thing just kind of got hung up in the air there. Not really sure who it was actually intended for because it ended up going so high and so short. But 2nd and 10 ensuing now for Moniteau. I don't know if it was a tip or a slip. You have a better look at it?
I did not.
Yeah, it's just kind of tough to tell. The fog is coming in too,
it is.
So that's really,
it's
throwing
getting
us off
thick
here. Yeah, it is.
Under 2 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 49-0 your score. St. Mary's leads it on senior night. Under center is Cooper. Back to pass. Complete. Wow. Did they not call him down?
No, he stayed on his feet. That was Ian Ross, almost to the ground, but he kept his knee just above the grass there. Picks up a couple extra yards. 3rd and 1 coming up now for Moniteau. A really nice play by Ian Ross. Showed some fight there and breaks that tackle and gets close to the first down marker.
I know I said Cooper, I meant Cook. I was looking at the cheese one more time, so we're going to put that away.
Oh, man.
1:10 to go here in the 3rd. 3rd and 1. Pitch to Shanky. Sankey hurdling, but there's a flag. So when it's thrown by him back there, we know what's going to happen,
yeah, right? He's probably thrown 4 or 5 tonight, both sides, and they've pretty much all been holding penalties. So I assume there was some sort of hold on the left side of the line.
So clock stopped at 58 seconds here in the 3rd.
I will say this officiating crew, they've been pretty snappy on the penalty. Like they've said it, they've gone over and checked, and then they call it. There's no messing around. And it's actually, yeah, it is a hold on the offense. Just to confirm what we said. He had said something else about the hurdle as well.
He said something about the defender on the ground as he was holding him down, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more
we
of
need
like
microphones.
I think it's a day. Well, we have them, but
not us.
Down them. Yeah.
Man, I have to ride home with you tonight too.
Well, you don't have to. It's a long walk though.
Oh, this is Nate's last game of the year, folks. So
yeah,
wish him well.
Yeah, I'm going to move over to the Hound. No, Mark, no, you're promoting. You're demoting me over there.
Oh,
you're kicking me off.
Which one do I get? JJ or Rick?
No, you by yourself.
Oh, that's been years. Shotgun formation, back to the game, and we have another flag. Wow, yeah, those two will be mad that we said that.
Yeah, no, it's all love, guys. We know that, and you guys know that we we appreciate you guys and all that you do for us. You're awesome at what you do, and you've had an awesome season covering both Kane and obviously Ridgeway predominantly as well. And it looks like they're going to get some postseason play here. The Elkers
from both.
Yeah, 1-4. They fought their way back. They kind of let last week slip out of their grasp. Brockway scored twice in under 3 minutes last week, but went up to Duke Center and they're taking care of business over the Terrace tonight.
3rd and long for Moniteau. Cook in an extra long shotgun essentially. Unleashes a bomb right down the gut, and it's going to be a first down.
We kept saying it.
It's there.
It's a matter of time before they hit on some big ones, and they did right there.
That was like St. Mary's being in like a cover 3, which means the middle's open, and Cook saw that and just sliced the bread.
Found the crease, absolutely. Right up the gut, keeps this drive alive here.
And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter.
Wow, it really flying by. So the 4th quarter ensuing. Moniteau putting a heck of a drive together here.
49-0 your score. Send it out for a quick break here on B94.
Hello, this is Michelle from Christ Family Funeral Homes. Together with my husband Roy, we own and operate Lynch Green Funeral Home in St. Mary's, Christ Funeral Homes in Ridgeway and Kersey. As the largest provider of burial and cremation services in Elk County, families often turn to us in their time of need to help them create beautiful life celebrations, offer a comforting hand, and care for your family as if they're our own.
For more information, visit ChristFamilyFuneralHomes.com. That's ChristFamilyFuneralHomes.com.
Hey, Carney from Cataldo Collision. Do you know Cataldo Collision is certified or recommended by the following automobile manufacturers? Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Nissan, Kia, Hyundai, General Motors, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Honda, Acura, and Subaru. So if your vehicle was involved in an accident, bring it to the Tri-County's largest certified or recommended collision repair center, Cataldo's Collision, on Division Street in DuBois, the building with the big red roof. And remember, we do magic.
Start of the 4th quarter here on B94, 49-0 your score. St. Mary's leads senior night over Moniteau. Moniteau moving the ball well, though, here, Nate.
Yeah, best drive of the game so far. Down inside the red zone. And that's going to be Cook on the quarterback keeper. He's going to be brought down short of the line.
And I believe that's Mikey Miller, the senior. We get to call his name on senior night with a big tackle behind the line.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we knew this week, because last week he did a little Houdini action. He had 34, and we didn't have 34. And we figured out it was him that had a touchdown last week, which is great. And now he has a tackle here on senior night. Really good job by Mikey Miller.
So 2nd and 13. Ball on the 24 of St. Mary's. Cook. Back to pass. Unleashes. Got a man. And it is complete and in for a Moniteau touchdown. The number is down in DuBois, though, so we'll have to wait to see who caught that. But heck of a pitch and catch, Nate.
Yeah, great fade route right over the top. And Weston Cook finally connects on one of those deep balls. 2 on this drive, one across the middle, one to the back of the end zone. Great drive by Moniteau. Way to, step up here and, be competitive here in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, the wide receiver just took off to the sidelines. I apologize, folks, if you're watching from Moniteau to see who that was. It's just our dead zone, essentially. But great pitch and catch there by Cook and the wide receiver. And it looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah, keep the momentum going. That was a really good drive by Moniteau. They stepped up when they needed to. Cook out of the shotgun formation here. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right, and that's in for 2. So Moniteau, 8 straight points here in the 4th quarter.
And I believe that was Kern, just to throw that out there for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Aiden Kern listed as the kicker and punter. Getting in on some of this action, though. The junior, number 34, on the reception there from Weston Cook.
So we'll send it out for a quick break here on B94. 49-8 your score from St. Mary's.
Are you hungry? Bell's Meat and Poultry can fill you up with 40 mouth-watering flavors of sausage, from Greek to blueberry maple. How about a chicken breast, Virginia ham, Swiss cheese, Greek sausage, bacon-wrapped ball of deliciousness that is their world-famous griller. Don't forget they have fresh cuts of meat, and you can't have meat without cheese, and Bell's has the best smoked cheese around. Don't believe me? Just ask any of the people from State College to Buffalo that have come to Kane to visit the biggest little store around. 814-837-7321.
Johnson's Tire Service on Route 6 in Clarendon has been your Goodyear tire dealer for over 40 years. If you're in the market for a new set of truck tires, Johnson's Tire Service is your area dealer for Goodyear, Michelin, and other brands. They offer alignment service for trucks, motorhomes, and trailers. Call 814-723-3950 or find them online at johnsonstire.com. Johnson's Tire Service thanks their customers for their positive reviews, earning a top-rated service center distinction by Carfax.
After a touchdown and a 2-point conversion by Moniteau, your score 49-8. With 11:11 left, get your lottery numbers in.
Yeah, make a wish, guys.
Kickoff is going to be picked up about the 20-yard line for St. Mary's. And about to the 35, and that's where St. Mary's will start this drive.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have junior varsity on this drive. We saw a little bit of it on the last drive, some folks moving positions. St. Mary's had a good drive capped off by the Bruno Steger touchdown run. And now we're going to get a full slate of the junior varsity here, who has looked good, not just in the varsity games, but in their junior varsity games as well on Mondays. Coach Dwork has really been pleased with their efforts, and let's see what they can do here in the last regular season action of the season.
Herzing under center, Herzing behind him. Are we going to get a heavy dose of the bus?
Gus the Bus. He had 90 yards on the ground on just 5 carries last week. See if he can pick up where he left off from Bradford.
Handoff right to Gus. He'll plow forward to pick up a couple.
That's a pretty good start.
Yep.
He's not on pace for 5 for 90, but, you still got 4 carries to monkey around with.
So are you saying the wheels are turning?
They're turning. They're still turning. Let's say this. He had a couple that were shorter gains, and then he ripped off 2 or 3 at the end. So he just got to get that engine, purring a little bit, and then he can really go get it.
He's revving up then.
Absolutely, he's revving up. Full tank of gas.
This poor child for the next couple years has to deal with us.
It's a great nickname. I
agree.
I think it's awesome, and it's all compliment towards him. He can really go. He's a tough, hard-nosed runner. Going to be a delay of game penalty here on St. Mary's.
Clock will stop at 9:56 left in the game, 49-8. Now I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us throughout the whole regular season. We did a lot of Dutch games. We did a couple of Ridgeway games here on B94. It's been Nate's first year, so we've had a blast doing all of this. Just thank you. Thank you guys for listening, watching when we have streams, and all of that. It means the world to us, as I'll speak for you for a second, that we get to showcase these kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's what it's all about. 10, 12 years ago, I was in their position. It feels like longer, but, it's awesome to be able to give back in this small way. It's pretty great, and I don't take it for granted. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, mine's been 10, 12 years too.
Yeah.
Handoff, going to go to Gus. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. You can multiply everything I say by 2 normally when I'm talking about myself.
Yeah. Yep. We're close in age.
Yeah. If you reverse the numbers. It'll be 3rd and long for St. Mary's. They lead 49-8, 9:15 left here in the game.
3rd and long ensuing here. 2 on the near side, 2 on the far side. Under center here is Herzing.
Handoff to met at the line. Wow. Is that 60-60 for Moniteau? Matt just stopped the bus.
Yeah, plowed through. And a halt there on that defensive front. So 4th down coming up. Change of personnel. Might be seeing a punt here. Because they're going way back. This huddle is way, way, way back there.
It is. It's about 15 yards away from the wall.
I wonder, it goes back to the thing that they teach in youth football, like, hey guys, you have to be far enough away so the team doesn't hear your play. I wonder if that's going on. I don't know.
They just got to delay a game.
Yeah. It wasn't to set up the punt, but yeah, a little bit too slow here for the junior varsity here on this drive.
Nope, actually, Coach Dwork got a timeout with a half a second left, essentially.
Okay.
So we'll send it out for one more. Take care of some of our great sponsors here on B94.
You've heard it said before that financial security doesn't come easy. You have to plan for it, work for it, and manage your money wisely. In today's financial world, it sure helps to have a bank that helps with that process. At Hamlin Bank, they are the bank that takes care of its customers. Visit one of their locations in Smethport, Kane, Mount Jewett, Eldred, Bradford, Olean, New York, St. Mary's, and their newest branch in Sheffield. See them online at hamlinbank.com. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to St. Mary's, 49-8. Your score, St. Mary's leads this on senior night. JV out there. It looks like they are going to be in punt formation. Chase Herzing seems to be doing the punting for the JV squad. Standing at about the 35-yard line will be Moniteau.
Pretty good punt, low punt, but it's going to roll, take a favorable bounce, and we have that Singer that's down there to down it. Oh, and a little bit late flags come in. One of the players from the Dutch went down on a late shove, so that's going to back Moniteau up a little bit more to start this offensive set.
I think we're having our band off right now. Like, here's St. Mary's playing the drums. Moniteau over there. You could see them on the screen if you're watching the screen just going crazy. See, this is why, another reason why I like high school sports and then college sports. We didn't have our NCAA segment today because we've just been nonchalantly skipping over that for some reason.
Yeah. And, and it's weird. I wouldn't even mind talking about it because usually it's Pitt fans that are on the end of like, oh, we're so down and out. But this year it's Penn State. So, don't get too used to it. Pitt Panther fans, we'll be back. But for right now, we're down and out this year. We might not win another game.
I heard somebody tell me that the bye was favored by 10 against Penn State this week.
I'd take the bye. I would.
Pitt has NC State.
Yeah. So. Who's you just never know with them. They've been good, they've been bad. They're up and down as a program. As Moniteau, a positive gainer there to start this drive.
7:40 to go here in the game, 49-8. The fog coming, just to let you know.
I know. It must be Halloween time because man, that's a crazy setting over across the way for those watching on this stream. It is just.
Speaking of which, we're both Ridgeway natives. It is Halloween time tomorrow. Are you going trick-or-treat tomorrow?
No, I haven't been doing that in a while.
Coon's age?
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of time.
Man, Cook's pass just missed, but unbelievable pass as it's just out of the reach of Jamison again.
Close. We keep saying those two have been so close to connecting on a few. They have connected on a few, but a few big ones they've just missed. Weston Cook, I know people can look at the stat sheet, see some interceptions, see some incompletions, but it doesn't tell the full story. For those only listening on audio, I encourage you to come and watch, watch this young man throw the ball because he really can sling it for sure.
Back to pass once more. Short pass. Going to pick the first down up and more as he's got some blocking, and then two Dutchmen collide, one being Mikey Miller to bring down the wide receiver.
So first down for Moniteau. Clock continuing to run here. Mercy rule in effect. Getting down to the 6-minute mark. 49-8. St. Mary's taking care of business here on senior night against the Moniteau Warriors.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 32 of Moniteau. Handoff. Nice running room on the far side. Going to be close to a first down for Moniteau. bring up probably what, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, pretty good gain, 8 or 9 there for sure.
It'll be a long one.
Yeah, that is a long one, absolutely. Moniteau has done some nice things here in this fourth quarter, nice drive, kind of to end the third to start the fourth. Now another drive going, here for them.
Again, St. Mary's will meet them again next year, I'm pretty sure, unless something weird happens in schedules, which is highly possible all the time.
You never know.
Just misses another one with Jameson. But they're going to be somebody I want to watch Cook's numbers next year. I really do. If I'm going to be, and I know I'm just on him the whole game, but I just want to see how he grows because what I see, and if he's not the quarterback for Moniteau, oh man, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just a sophomore, a guy that hasn't had a lot of, reps at the position. I'm sure he's grown a lot throughout the year. Looks pretty good tonight. Like I said earlier, the stat sheet and the scoreboard aren't going to indicate that, but the eye test, Mark, absolutely, he passes that 100%. And he's someone, if you have a fantasy league, he's someone you're putting in your back pocket in the keeper leagues as Moniteau picks up a first down.
Sankey on the run, he's going to get it over midfield out to about the 45 of St. Mary's before being brought down.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name too much in the second half, and there you go. He was ready when his opportunity came along, gets him across midfield, a very good run. Another first down coming up here for the Warriors.
Fourth quarter here, action going on B94. 4 minutes left to go here. Senior night for St. Mary's. This will be the last time these boys will play on this field, no matter what happens. They get into the playoffs on Selection Saturday. St. Mary's will be a road team.
Right.
We know that. Cook, back to pass. Quick one. Still fighting for yards. I believe that's Allison.
Yeah, Liam Allison on the reception there. Picks up about 5 or 6 yards there on first down. Yeah, Ben Alstein on the tackle.
Bring up 2nd and 4 with 3:20 left to go here in the game. Folks still toughing it out. I'll tell you, kudos to those over in that Moniteau section. They've actually been in the fog. The fog is over behind them. They've been in the fog the whole game.
Yeah, I commented, we were here at 5:30, folks, and I commented to Mark. I said, Mark, there's someone from Moniteau already out here in this freezing cold all the way from Butler County. That's dedication, to your school. So I give them a lot of credit. And a first down completion there. Cook finds his receiver.
Number 4. As we fight through it.
Aiden McLean there, the tight end, the senior tight end. Could be one of the last catches of his career.
2:30 to go here in the game. St. Mary's leads.
Moniteau picking up the pace here a little bit.
Shotgun formation. One on each side. These short passes are eating up St. Mary's right now.
Yeah, the dink and dunk is wide open, absolutely. They're content getting 5 to 8 yards on these pass plays, quick routes, quick strikes. And Cook has found his rhythm here in the fourth quarter. He's had some big completions in the game. He's also had some interceptions, and he's overthrown some receivers. But he's found a rhythm here in the fourth quarter. And this is what we were talking about throughout the game. He's not far away, and he's really got it going here in this last quarter.
1:40 to go in the game. Cook from the shotgun. Snap. Good. And that's going to go to number 5. Driving all the way down and gets in for the touchdown. Splits 2 defenders for St. Mary's. It's Allison.
Yeah, Liam Allison. Nice game for him. And way to keep fighting till the very end. I like that if you're the Moniteau coaching staff, and if you're his teammates, you could just go down. You live to play another play. We have a drive going. No, he wants a touchdown now, and I give him a lot of credit for continuing to battle and continuing to fight. Moniteau shown some really positive signs here in this fourth quarter.
Setting up for the 2-point conversion. 49-14 your score. Cook continues to work in the shotgun. Going to roll to his right. Back of the end zone. 2-point conversion. Good for Moniteau. 49-16 with a $1.28 left here in the game. Send it out for a quick break here on B94.
When it comes to protecting your home, your car, your family, or your business, why trust someone miles away when the best is right here in Elk County? St. Mary's Insurance Agency, along with Borst Insurance in Ridgeway and the Smith-Keats Agency in Johnsonburg, have been named Elk County's best insurance agency 5 years running. We're not just in the community, we're proud to be part of it. Stop by one of our offices, give us a call, or visit us online at stmariesagency.com.
Lindbergh Furniture, that's the store.
Where you'll find bargains galore.
Bob and Bonnie will save you cash.
And deliver your furniture in a flash.
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh Furniture wants to congratulate the teams playing in tonight's game. Congratulations on all you've achieved this year. They're proud of you and your success. You're a fine example of our area youth.
Following another touchdown and 2-point conversion by Moniteau, they're set to kick it off. Trickery with 1:28 left? We'll see. Yeah, our scoreboard's right.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to adjust that scoreboard to 16 for Moniteau, not on ours on the stream. Short kick, but it's going to be recovered by the Dutch.
Yep.
Good job there. That's tough on the front lines. Not that I know from experience, but oh, I have nightmares about that. Oh, man.
Who comes up with 65? Luke Sporner.
Yeah, Luke Sporner there. Good hands, buddy. 9th grader. No, tough spot to be.
It is. It's like, oh, man. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, yeah. You just get on top of it as fast as you possibly can.
So Moniteau will take a timeout, kind of just to regroup and get set up. And listen, this is essentially the senior for Moniteau's last game too. So they want to ride the high out that they have going. So, and I think they have the second half for Moniteau. And I know we bring up Cook and the offense, but the defense has done due diligence too here in the second half.
Absolutely, yeah. They forced St. Mary's to punt a couple times. Very, very good stuff for Moniteau. And I don't know exactly, but I hope all the seniors are on the field for Moniteau. Here for the final couple of plays. Their last time together. I will say this too about the Moniteau seniors. This is a team that didn't win a game last year. I think won the year before. Nothing to hang your head about. You left the program better than when you came in as a sophomore, maybe even as a freshman. So I give them a lot of credit for fighting, and they fought to the end here tonight, Mark. So
wow, sorry to cut you off. Herzing, the snap, Herzing had to corral it with one hand, otherwise it was going to the middle school, and he still picks up 3-4 yards.
Wow, heck of a play by Herzing there, and keeps the clock going there. And keeps the sticks moving. So 2nd and 6 coming up as we hit the 1 minute mark left in this ball game. Yeah, like I was saying about Moniteau, great season to send them out with, and I think they've gained some momentum. I think this is a program that definitely could be on the rise here.
Yeah, Herzing in the shotgun, 2 wideouts, both sides. Gus right next to him. Unleashes it, and it's going to be just out of the reach of his wide receiver.
Brady Myers, I think, the sophomore wide receiver defensive back combo.
I bet you that's the last play, because play clock's at 30, game clock at 22. You see everybody lining up.
Yep, and it is going to be the last play. So St. Mary's 49, Moniteau 16 here. They take care of business over the visiting Warriors on senior night.
Send it out for a couple minutes of break, and then we'll be back to wrap this up from St. Mary's.
Do you suffer from uncomfortable varicose veins? Are your legs restless, swollen, or sore? Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway, along with experienced vascular surgeon and St. Mary's native, Dr. Philip Georgievich, will be offering a free vein screening on Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop struggling with sore and swollen varicose veins. We will see you Monday, November 3rd from 4 to 6 at Athena Laser Clinic in Ridgeway. No appointment necessary.
When you want a hometown feel with plenty of options, you choose Spitzer Outer World St. Mary's, where the service is fun, fast, easy, and now backed by the Spitzer Shield. When you choose us, you choose a variety of brand new vehicles across 3 separate lots. When you choose us, you choose to know everything we've done to make our pre-owned vehicles second to none. A rigorous inspection process performed by factory trained technicians and professional detail inside and out. Visit us along the $1 Million Highway today for all of your Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford needs. It's our Outer World St. Mary's. Our world revolves around you.
Big win for St. Mary's here on senior night, 49-16, as the seniors pick up a win at home to wrap up the regular season. Now it all moves forward to Selection Saturday, essentially, to see they get a spot in the playoffs, where they'll be going, this, that, and the other thing. We'll keep you informed, without a doubt, here on B94 on our social media page and so forth like that. But, Nate, what did you take out of this for St. Mary's picking up this big win?
They have been ready to start the last 2 ball games, and they have understood, hey, potentially if we take care of business, even with the 4-game skid they went on, we can get in the playoffs, and we are a team that is playing dangerous football. We have played with Port Allegheny. We have played with Central Clarion. We've gutted out some close wins. We've been in a lot of other ball games. And now these last 2 games have been statement victories. They've wasted no time getting up on these teams and letting the mercy rule kick in. So this is a team that's hot at the right time. And those are dangerous teams. I'm not going to compare them. This is the NFL. But if you remember about the 2 Giants teams, the 2 most recent New York Football Giants teams, they were a team that didn't always play their best throughout the season, but they got hot at the right time, and they won the Super Bowl. So this team kind of has some of those characteristics. They're not NFL players, but they have that sort of mentality. They know they can play with a lot of teams. So I am hoping that they have a chance to compete for a District 9 championship against Brockway. And it's a revenge game, and you never know. It's tough to beat a team twice, unless Brookville enters. And even then it's tough to beat Brookville twice if you're St. Mary's. So we'll see what happens. It's all kind of speculation at this point, but it very well could be Brockway St. Mary's for the 3A championship. And that is going to be one heck of a ball game if that does come true.
If it happens, we'll have it here on B94 and streaming for sure. Nate, I will say I'm going to keep Moniteau in my back pocket for next year to watch them. I like the growth that I've seen not only throughout the year, but this game. I like Cook. I like Jameson. I like a lot of these kids out there. Like you said, it could have went down. Instead, he fights for a couple more yards to get it. That their pride of the Warrior pride. I don't know why you wouldn't say that all day. The Warrior pride has been there. So kudos to Moniteau.
Absolutely. Yeah, much improved team this year. First-year head coach. And they've turned a little bit of the corner here. It's tough down that way. You play a lot of Clarion County and Butler County teams. That's good football down that way for sure. A lot of those teams have winning records this year. So, they play a tough schedule, usually. But, this year, 3 wins, done a really, really nice job. So if you're their coaching staff and you're the young men in that locker room, you got to say, guys, we're getting there. Don't give up on this yet. We got to understand it doesn't just all just happen overnight. It takes a growth mindset, and they're getting there. I was really impressed by how they played, especially in the second half. They learned from some of those mistakes in the first half, and they competed their tails off, especially in the first quarter. So I give them a lot of credit. Long bus ride, but they really look much improved as opposed to the last couple of years.
Rowley Family Chiropractor player of the game, Nate, I believe the first quarter solidified it, and then he did some more in the second quarter and a little bit more in the third quarter. Who are we picking? Because it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, Talon Thomas. Man, what a game he had. Interception, touchdown, almost a second touchdown in the first drive of the game. I thought he got in. I was all excited for him. I was so excited for him, I called him the wrong name. But anyways, Talon Thomas had a huge impact on this game right off the top. It was similar to Frankie Smith last week. He had his impact right off the top. Talon Thomas, he had his impact right off the top, and then continue to sprinkle in great plays defensively, deflections, great coverage, good special teams coverage, some tackles. Really, really special night for Talon Thomas, and he definitely deserves our player of the game nod.
Yeah. Again, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in, being a sponsor for these broadcasts, these streams, make sure you call Kier at the office on Monday. She'll be waiting with bated breath for all your phone calls. Nate, the regular season, that's the punch clock. Now it's win or go home from here on out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait for it. I really hope we're calling a football game here, either next week or the week after. I'm not exactly sure what the schedule looks like, but, I hope that this isn't the last game of the season for us. I've had a blast with you in the booth. I know as much as I'm looking forward to basketball in a few weeks, I don't want football to end quite yet. So we'll see if tomorrow we get some good news or not.
It's warmer in the basketball gymnasium.
Too warm sometimes, depending where you are.
We're going to send it back to the station for some more great hits here on B94. But make sure you tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know.